got to turn you back up. Go again?
What up?
Oh, there it is. Wow, I didn't turn you up that much, but it seemed like you was quiet for a second there. Hey, honestly, how bad is that fan? Because I'm scared of my computer right now.
I don't hear it now.
You don't hear it?
I mean, it's a lot more quiet than it was.
Okay, well, I moved it just a little bit to try to get it where it didn't affect the microphone so much. Anyway, my graphics card decided that it was going to shut off in the middle of the live stream earlier, so I was trying to prevent that from happening again. Are you okay?
Yes.
Oh, you're not spontaneously going through the rhythm today. I was just curious. I was making sure everything was all right.
Well, I was going through the rhythm, and then you asked me to repeat, and then you were talking about your graphics card. So I don't know, just all back and forth. I was letting you take over since you took over.
Oh, gotcha. So did you watch the ball game tonight?
I watched the football game tonight.
Yeah,
which was horrible. It was like literally, we got to start the preseason off with the Cowboys and the Steelers, and then we got to start the regular season off with the Cowboys again and the Buccaneers. So, 3 teams right there that are on my don't care. But it's football, and I had to take that for what it was. It was a really cool – I didn't watch it for the football part of it per se, but it was the Hall of Fame game, and I got to watch all of the interviews with people like Peyton Manning and, Calvin Johnson was there doing interviews and all kinds of cool stuff. I got to watch them tell Jimmy Johnson that he was going to be in the Hall of Fame and everyone getting real emotional about that. It was like showing some recap videos and stuff, and then that he had him there, with the normal crew of 4 or 5 that are in the pregame, Michael Strahan and all of those guys. And so, I don't know, it was like a good, a feel-good moment watching those 5 group of guys stand there and talk about how there's a football game about to be played. And despite me not liking either team, I really appreciated seeing them play those games, without seeing Dak Prescott and Ben Roethlisberger like you would be expected watching a football game. And I did come to find out that Dak Prescott's shoulder injury is not a day-to-day, it's a week-to-week now. And that, one of the announcers, I don't know which Hall of Famer said it, but they said that they were trying to cover it up, and so they basically spilled the beans on that it's not a guarantee that you will see him in preseason at all now. And so that does not make me happy. That would sound bad, but I don't like the Cowboys, and I don't want to see the Cowboys do well, and I don't want to see people get injured. But the fact that they were trying to cover that up completely is even more sketchy about their organization, and I don't like that. They want to win games. They want to take the division. It's already come out in the sports betting world that they're favorites to win the division. Obviously, I don't think they will still. But I saw a lot of potential in some of these guys that you don't normally see on both teams. We got to see Najee Harris for the first time, and we got to see Micah Parsons on the defensive side of Dallas. And I don't think Dallas is going to be hurting as bad in defense as they were last year. And, I'm not rooting for either of those teams. This was like a waste of a game to me. But I like to see teams improve.
So, since you did watch, and I was watching baseball while I was live streaming, who quarterbacked for Pittsburgh mainly, and did anybody look acceptable?
I saw a quarterback that I can't even tell you his name, that I've never seen. Mason Rudolph was the starter, which I kind of expected that. Dwayne Haskins played probably, I would say Mason Rudolph played at least 33 to 45%. And I think Dwayne Haskins shared about the same amount of time of play And then there was, like I said, there was another one or two guys there at the end that played. And I was like, I've never heard of him. And I know one of them said he's only ever had like 3, 4, 5 touches on a football field, in the pros, preseason or whatever in his career. So like some of these guys are completely new faces to me. But I have to say, I was never a fan of Dwayne Haskins in Washington. I just never been a fan of him, but I have come to the idea that I think he is in good hands in Pittsburgh. Like, I think they, if they're going to play on with this idea of we want to keep Ben Roethlisberger, and Ben Roethlisberger came out in an interview today and said, I will never play for another team. So if they don't want me to start, I will be done. And so, I think this is like a good kind of like a free draft pick in Dwayne Haskins. He was a first round pick. He's been in the league a couple years, didn't have the greatest record. He was like 3-10 in his career and, only thrown 10 touchdowns in 16 games or something. I don't know. It would not great stats. But I think, Mike Tomlin at the end of the day is not a bad coach. And they will be able to progress this guy as if he was a rookie quarterback coming straight out of the draft. But the upside, he does have NFL experience. If they can get him to calm down and work with him, I think he could be the future of the Steelers for at least like a midterm. I wouldn't say long term and not really short term, but for, maybe 5 years or so after Ben.
Yeah, I didn't think Haskins had the best situation in Washington for him. I felt like Pittsburgh was an opportunity for him to find a home. I didn't feel like, both of us agreed that we thought that Ben was going to retire this year. At least I know I did, or he should. Let's put it that way.
He 100%. It's not that I thought he would. I knew that he wouldn't because like I know what he said today. But last year, right before or right at the end of the season when they lost in the playoffs, he had options. He was thinking about, I at that point in time, around the time of the Super Bowl, I thought I'd see Ben Roethlisberger in a Chicago Bears jersey. I never thought, he was. I never thought they were going to jump up in the draft to get a guy like Justin Fields. I think once they picked up Andy and they have Nick Foles, I thought they were going to go for maybe like a third veteran quarterback kind of situation and have a rotational quarterback area. So them jumping up and trading up to get that number 11 spot and get Justin Fields kind of shifted me away from them doing something like that. And so, but at that point in time, like I said, around the Super Bowl time, I thought Ben Roethlisberger, we were going to see him in a different uniform this year. And I thought it was going to be real weird. It was just like the idea of Brady or of Drew Brees or of Rodgers or any other guy going to another team who's been there for at least 90% of their career, most of them all of their career, with the exception of Drew Brees. But like, so with that being said, that the fact that they want to continue to entertain this idea of keeping Ben Roethlisberger, I think I just don't think he is fit. Like, especially now that we have a longer season this year, because we won't see Ben much in preseason, if any. But if we, adding an extra game, that, by the time people get to the end of their 16th game, normally, even if they don't make the playoffs, their team's not 100% healthy anymore. They're worn out. They're tired. So adding that extra game for someone, I'm not even going to say, at his age, because you look at Brady and see what he's done, and you look at Rodgers having an MVP season last year with a very, they're all in a similar age category. Breeze made a playoff run last year, whatever. But like Ben Roethlisberger specifically is not in good health. He might be throwing better than ever post shoulder surgery, but from the waist down, he's not doing so good. His knees are like twice of his age. And, I think it's the same situation with Brady. He takes one good hit from a guy like Chase Young, and he's probably not going to walk again on a football field.
You touched on something kind of interesting there, and I never got your take on this. with the extension of the season this year going to 17 games, do you think we will see more third and fourth quarter resting of quarterbacks and blowout games and more second and third string playing time towards the end of those games? Or do you think we'll see a quarterback given a game off just to preserve their health for the playoffs?
I think, for each team, that question can be answered differently. Different teams, different scenarios. I think it's going to be a game by game basis. Once you get to the midweek or once you get to your bye week and see where you stand in along the standings, then you can start taking it game by game and, say, oh, well, we don't need this win. So if we win, that's cool. If not, we can still rest our starters, just like, most of the week 16 games of like the number one seeds and stuff. But like, I think this extra game makes a lot of, I think it changes everything really. I mean, look at the playoffs, the last two games of the week or last 2 weeks of the season before postseason last year. There were like 5, 6, 7 teams in the AFC that had to play 100% in those games just to make the playoffs because they were all tied like 10 wins or something like that. And so I feel like, to answer your question, it's, something that they're going to have to consider when they get there. I don't think, we'll know how they're going to respond to that, at least for the first 10 weeks.
I kind of agree with that assessment, that it's going to go like that. But I think that this year is going to be, you're going to hear roster management talked about a lot during the commentary of these games and how that these teams bring their rosters through and how they bring people, from the practice squad up. I think you're going to see people go on the injured list that aren't really injured and have them sitting in order for saves. I think it'll come down to things like that. Where
if you're talking about quarterbacks specifically, I think that's a little different. I think there's a potential to rest your starter if you've got a solid backup. Like guys like Mahomes, if he doesn't need to play their last game, he's not going to. But like if you're talking like position players or you're on your offense or whatever. I don't know how that really is going to work because, like, it's the same thing, when we get to week 16 every year, if your team's the number one seed or your team's undefeated, the only exception is if they win that game, they'll be undefeated, that no one will play. But if, they've only lost one game, 2 games, and they've got that locked up, you don't see most of your starter offense. But this also plays out in who gets hurt during the season. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't think anybody can, say how they're going to handle the end of the season until they get there. Because one, they could be 1 or 2 games away from getting into the playoffs. 2, all of their starters are hurt, or, you never know if COVID's going to hit. You don't know what's going to happen. And so I don't think there's a solid answer. I think this is just a speculation thing until it happens.
Yeah, I was just, I was touching on that because I did hear one sports show speaking about roster management this year a little bit. And with that being said, I think that it's going to be a bigger topic going towards the end. And you're right, it depends on health. But, looking in here, we got, looks like we got 6 in the chat right now. And I see Metal Sharks was in here early and came back. J-Man, thank you for coming by tonight. We really appreciate it. Don Garza, my brother, Relic Reaper Metal Detecting, thank you for being here. Brockton's in the house tonight. What up, Sean?
What up, Sean?
One of our newer viewers, Cool Arrows Gold, was in our live stream earlier tonight. Thank you for coming in here and checking out what we do in It's in the Blood. We talk a lot of sports, and we get around and do a lot of different things. So we get about to a lot of subjects. But right now we're getting really close to football, which
no, we're not close anymore. Today was day 1.
Today was day 1.
Football season. There's no getting close anymore. Also, right here, Brockton, I haven't said anything bad about him yet. I just said that he was old, and that's just facts. He knows that. You know that. I haven't got there yet. I will get there because I have some things to talk about not the Patriots, but the Buccaneers specifically, and I'm going to try to hold off in case Rob shows up. But I do have some interesting things to talk about that team this week. But I have not said anything bad about your old man that you love so much. I'll get there.
Yeah, Don, thank you for that for sharing this on Facebook. That is the way we have the ability to grow, and that's what we should all be doing for everybody when we get the opportunity. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dawn.
Yeah, Don lives in Blue Ash, Alex, which is just north of Cincinnati.
I know, I know.
He's not that far away, so
Yeah,
we're
he
gonna
was
try.
just at a Reds game last week.
We're gonna try to get up there and hang out really soon. It's one that I can't wait to kind of hang out with because he seems like he's been around for a good minute, and I was watching some of his videos and stuff, and I just think that it'll be fun to get up and meet somebody else. You know, staying in the football area this week, I didn't want to watch that game tonight. I'll be completely honest with you. Whenever I see Pittsburgh and Dallas, it reminds me of my childhood, and all I want to do is throw something at the TV. So I left the baseball game on tonight.
Well, if I had the option to even watch the baseball game, it probably would have been a back and forth deal. I was going to watch this because I knew they were going to do the Hall of Fame stuff. I know Peyton just got in, and that's, a big deal to me. Peyton is the reason that I am in this live stream right now. Peyton is the reason I love football. I owe everything about my love of football to that man. And so I knew he was going to be a big feature tonight, and I did not want to miss out on that. And he did not disappoint. He said tonight that his dad is going to be the one who gives him the award for the ceremony on Saturday. And I was like, because they're allowed to choose who does it. And, there was a Cowboys player, the Hail Mary guy, not the quarterback, but the guy who caught it, Pearson. He's a really significantly older guy. He was there tonight, and he said that he was going to have the quarterback who threw it to him, the guy that created the terminology Hail Mary in football. He's going to be the one that presents that award to him, and I thought that was really cool too. They showed the highlights and everything, and they asked him. He was like, "How often, do you get asked, about that play, that catch?" And he was like, "Seriously, every day." And it's like I'll be at the grocery store, and someone will walk up to me and be like, "Dude, you're the guy who caught that Hail Mary." And so I don't know. It was so that was what I watched it for more so than the Cowboys and the Steelers. If I had to pick 5 teams to hate, they would be in that top 5. I couldn't list them in what order, but I know the Steelers are probably number 1. But the Cowboys fall in that top 5, the teams I dislike the most. But getting to see all of these interactions and these Hall of Famers tell their stories and enjoy this moment, where it's a night that's all about them and what they accomplished. It was just like definitely just an appreciation thing watching, and just the bittersweet, feeling good about the fact that football is, officially back in full action.
So this week for the sports world I was kind of null and void. I didn't get to participate in much. I didn't get to watch a lot of TV. I had a lot of stuff going on at work, and I'm sure that you're well versed in on this one as well. Tell me about is this what deal with Andrew Luck real? Is he really coming back, or was that a fake post?
So there's this guy. His name's Barry McCockner. And he's a troll. And he makes these posts, and he gets everybody with him. And then he always puts via Adam Schefter in every post. And, I saw that post because Vinny, whatever, quote tweeted, it was like, "Yo, if he's coming out of retirement, so am I." No, this guy is a troll. This is what he does. He posted about 3 months ago that Aaron Rodgers announced his retirement. He posted a beginning before all the allegations about Deshaun Watson, that he was getting a trade to wherever. He makes these posts. He designs the perfect posts and then, tags a reputable source in them. No, this is all he does is trolls the sports world, and he's hilarious, and he gets me every once in a while. Like the other day, he released one that said Patrick Mahomes says he will never play another game for the Chiefs until they change their name. No, and then so people see this and these issues start coming out. They had to go and talk with the coaches and was like, this really happened, like, is he gonna sit out? And so he's just a troll.
So I don't
That
know
didn't
how it
happen.
happened. I don't know how it happened, but it got retweeted to me on my Twitter account that I put sports on by somebody that I trust, and I can't remember which one it was. And like they didn't know it was an Indiana guy. It was somebody through the Indiana Hoosiers organization or whatnot, and it was like Andrew Luck is back is basically what they thought that meant. And I was like reading it, and I didn't know who posted the original tweet. I just read what he put on there, and I was thinking, how come this isn't all over ESPN? What's going on here? So I thought, you know what? I ain't watched TV this week. I'll just ask Alex tomorrow.
No, dude. Yeah, he's just a troll, man. He gets me every once in a while. He gets me if I get a notification on my phone and it doesn't show who posted it, because sometimes Twitter will do that. It'll get me, and then I'll have to click on it, and I'll see the name Barry. He's changed his Twitter handle in the last month or two, but if it says Barry anything, it is him. He is a troll. He has a YouTube channel as well. He doesn't only troll on Twitter. He trolls everywhere, and it's
Well,
just sports.
I absolutely love this because I was flipping out when I saw it. I don't even remember where, why, and how I saw it, but I was like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe this!" And it got me because it came from like one of the basketball guys' Twitter accounts from IU that was a football fan. There's something like that, or one of the football players from IU's football team. It's where I saw it because it was retweeted in that because I don't know who the guy is. I seen Adam Schefter on the thing, and I was like, "Are you flipping serious?"
Yep, he'll straight up tag these reputable sources and be like via Adam Schefter, via whoever, and people believe him still. And I think it is the funniest thing ever. This guy is the greatest. I'm trying to pull up his Twitter account right now just so I can show you some, questionable things that he does.
I'm really
The best part about it is like his actual like Twitter handle is called like Ultra Weed Hater or something stupid like that.
That's funny too. I was going to tell you an interesting fact about today's Reds game really quick. Did you know this was the first time that they've been 7 games over 500 since 2014?
Yes, actually. I did know that. And I only know that is because I get Reds update things.
I was watching the pregame and they were talking about that.
Oh my gosh. So he tweeted 26 minutes ago and said, "Sorry I didn't tweet at all today. My 500-pound wife accidentally rolled over onto me while sleeping, and I spent the last 20 hours trying to get my way out. I'm lucky to be alive." This dude. I'm pulling it up on the screen share so we can just enjoy his Twitter for a minute together. Let's go. Yeah, his @ is Ultra Weed Hater. Here we go. This is this guy.
Dude, he looks like the guy on your third shift.
Oh, there's a couple of them. This one says, talks are heating up between Eagles and Texans on Deshaun Watson trade. Still some hurdles to get over, but both sides attempting to come to an agreement. And he quote tweeted and said, Ben Roethlisberger and Deshaun Watson in the same state. Pray for the women of Pennsylvania. There it is. Vince Young, that's who it was. It said, breaking, Andrew Luck has informed the Indianapolis Colts he's coming out of retirement for the 2021 season. And then that's what he posted. And then Vince Young said, Andrew Luck, I'm coming out of retirement as well, champ.
So
yeah, this is so good. I got vaccinated earlier today and my penis immediately shrunk in half from 2 inches to 1 inch. Is this normal? Yeah, this dude, that's all I have to say is if you see anything that's got this guy's name on it, Barry McCockner, ultra weed hater, it's all fake. It's all fake. It's just stupid and I love him.
Yeah, I think that's
He's been
pretty
doing
good.
this for a long time. And people will send me his posts like, "Oh my god, you hear that? Oh my god, you hear that?" And I'm like, "If you don't believe that guy, then get away from me." Look at Brockton's comment.
Is that for real? Does he look like AC Moore?
I feel like he kind of does. I watched one of his videos one day just to see who this guy
I've
was.
seen AZ Moore's videos, but I don't know that I've ever really remember seeing his face. I know his kids were in the video with him. Are you gonna? God, I can't help but today's football game, albeit the underlying issues, not the game itself, but everything around it was probably the story of the day for that. But with baseball going where it's at right now, this series with San Francisco and Milwaukee it's gonna be like a playoff series, and it starts tomorrow night at 8:10 Eastern. I feel like I need to watch that game.
Yeah, I mean, like this is like a really big deal, especially if San Francisco can kick some ass.
Well, San Francisco is 29 games over 500, which is amazing for Major League Baseball. Usually you can't win at that clip. And, the Brewers are 21 games over 500. But, something's got to give. They've both been playing really good baseball. Milwaukee hardly loses at home. I'm really stoked up. And Brockton wants to see that picture again.
Oh, man, it's going to take me way too long. Just I'm
I'll
not pulling it up again. Just
Cool.
Google Barry McCockner. Also, I lost my train of thought. I had something else about baseball. I know that the Michael Givens or whatever got the save tonight. First, he wants you to do a side by side.
Oh, a side by side with him and AZ Moore? Oh my God, you're really pushing it, Sean. There ain't no way. But he looks like a troll.
No, he is. He's just a troll, and it's so funny.
He actually looks a little better than that one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that I can get an AZ Mort photo. I'll try. Asking a lot, Sean. You're not around all evening, and then you start asking for pictures to be posted. Dude, I feel like the bullpen's shoring up. I know that Moustakas hit a moonshot in AAA yesterday, a bomb. I know that Eugenio Suarez is probably playing right now for his job because, even though he's leading the team in home runs or tied with Joey, he's the guy that's not hitting well overall. I think the Reds got a lot of good problems to have going forward. I know Senzel is injury prone, but he's good when he plays. And then I'm really worried about TJ Antone because he's in that area where Tommy John surgery comes into play. He's already had it once. I really hope he's okay. I haven't heard anything about him.
He's supposed to be back this week.
And Lucas Sims has hit his rehab several times. He should be back about the same time as Moustakas. Man, everything.
We got Nick back today.
Who's that?
We got Nick back today.
Yeah, he had a pretty good eye at the plate. We've got some really good problems to have going forward. I'm really ready to watch the rest of this season. I don't like it when football and baseball are going neck and neck, but I guess we only watch football really one day a week for the most part. As far as all day, the rest of the time we can kind of work it in with the Monday and Thursday games. But we got a really good chance to make up some ground this week playing Pittsburgh. And they played pretty good today. Sonny looked good until that one inning.
Yeah, I mean, it's always just one inning for him here lately. You know, he's good, all but like one inning, and that's what his issue is. Is like, you know, I mean, I don't know what his issue is, but that's what it. You know, you see every time we've seen him the last 3 or 4 starts, it's just one inning gets away from him, and it just goes downhill from there.
And the good news was that he got rewarded for pitching well for the first five or whatnot, and still gets a win today. You know, his ERA is coming down, and Castillo's looking good. Wade Miley's looking like an all-star.
Wade Miley is an all-star. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean you're right. He especially since he does it without the velocity. You know what I'm saying? He does it.
Yeah. He's not throwing 100-mile pitches every single time he comes. He doesn't hit 100 miles per hour. Plus,
No,
he's a good at bat. You know, for a pitcher. You know, that's solid. Probably our most consistent starter at this point. But, you know, like you said, Castillo has really come into his own this last couple weeks, and he's, you know, looking phenomenal. Every day he's looking better, and I love to see it. And we got Tyler Mahle, who has his issues, but he's getting really good at getting himself out of his issues. Like, he can get the bases loaded on no outs and come out without a scratch, you know, like, so he's working through that, and he's improving from what his issues, whatever they may be, are. And so, you know, he's looking good.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing right now. We're looking at winning 2 out of every 3 games the rest of the way to make the playoffs. And with our schedule being favorable, we really don't have we've done our West Coast trip, so we don't have to go back out there, which were historically bad. We've got teams like Pittsburgh for 12 more games this year. St. Louis has them for 10, but they're not really in the talk right now. They just got beat by Atlanta, I'm pretty sure. There's Rob, so you can go back to your Tom Brady talk here in a second. You know, we got a very favorable schedule going forward, so I'm really excited to watch. You know, maybe we can win, 65-70% of the rest of our games and win the division.
Yeah, I was looking at some like statistics, how we were like 46-32 before the All-Star break, or 64-32 or something like that. And they were like, if we can repeat that, you know, we'll get to, I think they said 90 wins. And I was like, you know, if we do that, we're in a really good spot.
Yeah, 90 wins usually makes the playoffs. With the West being as strong as it is right now, it's,
I mean, the West is strong right now, but I called it, and it's still happening. The Padres are declining. Fernando Tatis just got hurt as well, so that's going to take a hit on their team. I still think they're going to they might get back into a rhythm for a little stretch, but I think they're working their way out of the playoffs right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers are starting to get healthy, so the Dodgers and San Francisco, those 2 teams look like they're going to wrap up. Our only chances is of catching Milwaukee and San Diego. And you're right, San Diego's starting the chink in the armor. So, I think it really is going to be tight, and it's going to be tough to do so. But I think we got a really good chance going forward, and we're in good position.
Yeah. I mean, I have nothing to complain about other than, a few little things. But that's things that I will complain about whether they win or lose. But they're in a good spot right now, and hopefully they can get a sweep out of this Pittsburgh series, and that will be fantastic. And then we play. But we get that one game in Cleveland, and they're fairly average, and so it could go either way with that one game. I still think we should have won both games with the Twins.
Yeah, I still think we should have swept Chicago.
I mean, yeah, all of those things are facts, and so I think that with the schedule we have up right now, I mean, we do have to play the Dodgers once at home. We've got to play the Marlins, which will be the series we go to, and we got a couple series with the Pittsburgh, and they're struggling significantly this year, and so we should be able to edge out all but maybe 1 or 2 of those games, if not all of those. And everybody on our roster is getting healthy, and the best part about that is like, I know we were talking, that, Suarez is fighting for a job. That's a true statement. He plays best at third base. Moose will be back. Whatever. But the thing is, yeah, I get that we can't keep all of them, but we'll be able to keep most of them. And if we can hold on to them for the whole season, whatever, we'll have a good rotation of guys going into the playoffs.
I was of the opinion that with Moustakas and Senzel coming back, Senzel being able to play everywhere, infield and outfield, he can play middle infield, third base, and all of the outfield. And then with Moustakas being able to give a break at third, second, and first base, I feel like we can rest some guys and have some.
That's what I'm saying. It's just creating depth. And, we'll interchangeable guys that we're going to be able to sit every other day or whatever and still be able to produce.
Really fast, though, Mort, I got it. Brockton, I'm just going to do this really fast because he put it up there. He thinks that which here you are right now. I'm assuming that's AZ Mort. Hi, Mr. AZ Mort. I think that's you. And then, what was the guy's name? Barry what?
You know what his name is.
I don't. I really can't remember. Mick something.
Mick Dickner.
Okay.
Thanks, Rob. I don't know if that was a genuine compliment or not.
I think that I think Brockton said you look like this guy. Mort McCockner.
I mean, now that I'm seeing it side by side, it doesn't seem like an unrealistic comparison. But AZ's got more hair.
Yeah, he's got a fuller head of hair too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's got a actual genuine amount of hair on the top of his head.
And to be fair, McCockner looks like a McCockner.
He straight up looks like a McCockner, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, fun time's over, Brockton. There you go, my friend. Yeah, you know what? I mean, as a general appearance, yes. And, but the glasses and the facial hair, I mean, I make the comment that Nick looks like just about all the prospecting guys with a beard and red hair. So, I mean, it's generalizing in a way. So, but anyway, Brockton had his funny. Haha, Sean, there you go. You got it.
I actually got this hat in Florida, Rob. At some I don't even remember where it was, but it was some random sports shop.
So we were in Old Town at Disney.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was a sporting goods store there that had discount stuff in there, and some stuff was discounted really good, some stuff was not. But that's where that had it.
This was like the newest hats they have. That's why I was surprised to see them because they weren't out yet. Like, they're the new this year's on field stuff. So I was like, yeah, I got to pick it up.
So, Mr. Rob is back in the house tonight, and you got Brockton Magnet Fisher in here. I thought, Don, thank you, brother. I got you. I know what it's like getting up at 5 for work. So anyway, you said you had some was it Tom Brady stuff?
No, it was, I mean, yes, but it wasn't just generalizing Tom Brady. It was the team as a whole is, going into training camp. Look, I know training camp does not make or break what your team looks like. Regular season, it's, training camp, and a lot of guys think of it as it's just training camp. It doesn't matter, but I think in some degree, it does matter. And they were having a lot of issues that even Tom Brady and Bruce Arians come out and say it. These guys, but essentially what he said summed up was they're being lazy and they look really bad. And so, Brady was talking about it and Bruce Arians was talking about it, and he was like, I don't like what's going on. They need to get it together. This is not what our team's supposed to be. And we need to start, being productive. But I feel like, I was just about to say what Rob just said. I feel like they just won the Super Bowl. It's a lot. It's new to most of them, and they just feel like, and I don't like to use this word, but it's the only word I can think of to fit the description. But they feel like since they won, they're like entitled to not have to do anything. And I mean, I'm sure they're gonna be fine. They're gonna have a decent season. I don't think. Well, they're not getting another ring this year because they barely made the playoffs last year. But I think their team's going to be fine. But I just found it really interesting that they came out in interviews and were like, our team looks bad. Our team's lazy. Like Brady and Arians both were just like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you go into training camp, and you know what? And here's the other thing. We're back to what we were talking about earlier. What's going to be a big factor for how well a team survives this year, and that's conditioning. If they're not working hard now, if they come into camp a little, or if they come into regular season a little out of shape, with the improvements in that division, and I still don't, I know that New Orleans is still going to have a pretty good team, but everybody seems to have gotten better. They've got to step it up if they want to stay, when making the playoffs, because they couldn't even beat New Orleans in the regular season last year, so they had to get a wild card. So conditioning is going to play a part. 17-game season. Come on, Rob. You better go over there and start beating your boys to death.
You want to bet me $1 they win their division? I'll bet you $1 they win their division and lose in the first round of the playoffs.
You know what's going to happen, and it's going to be funny. I bet when they go to New Orleans to play the Saints, I bet Jameis Winston walks all over them.
Here's a Hank Aaron card, and I think that's worth at least $1. So here is me showing you $1. No, look, I've been watching the insider of training camp every day this week. Well, every day since training camp started. I've watched all 32 teams practicing. I can tell you who looks good, who doesn't look good, and I don't mean to brag about my teams, but, the Cincinnati Bengals defense has looked like they went from the worst to the best they could possibly be. And then you've got Joe Burrow throwing 40-plus yard passes to all three of his wide receivers, something he couldn't do last year. But his arm strength has doubled. His mobility is getting better. And their offense is clicking. Their offensive line is better. And then flip over to St. Louis, where my boys are in training camp. They've got another tight end that looks like a miniature Kelsey. He's looking like a nightmare. They got a new linebacker on defense. They have Chris Jones, who was, one of their front men on the defense. He lost some weight, and he's going to be playing edge this year. First of all, that dude is a nightmare. This is going to be the year that I think both my teams are going to do well for once, and I have a lot of high hopes. And then, I got to watch Tim Tebow running around catching passes. Weird, I've seen Joe Flacco and Jalen Hurts lining up next to each other, taking snaps. Weird. I've seen it all, and look. No one has come out and said their team is being lazy and not doing what they're supposed to other than the Bucs. For someone at Brady's age, he needs that. I'm not saying he's not talented, but he needs all of his guys to be in sync with him. Because Brady did not lead that team to the Super Bowl. Brady was not the reason for their ring. He just helped it. They need all of their pieces to even think about repeating. I strongly feel like the Chiefs can repeat for the third time because all they did in the offseason was clean house and rebuild, and they drafted really smart. Yeah, Tebow is on the team as of right now. He caught a touchdown. No, he didn't, Rob. He did not. He is not the reason. Literally, they went 9-7 this year. They went 9-7. That is not a Super Bowl team. Their defense won that ring for them. The end of discussion. If they didn't have that defense, they wouldn't even made it to the playoffs because Brady couldn't have gotten them there. So he helped He didn't throw 30 interceptions. That is what he did to get them there.
He didn't hurt them.
He didn't hurt them. So, therefore, he did not get them that ring. He helped them stay in playoff contention. Their defense carried them to the win. I'm not arguing. No, they have the best defense in the league. That's what I'm saying. Brady did not win the ring. Brady did not win their Mickey Mouse ring.
I agree. Here you go. Defense wins Super Bowls.
Defense wins championships. Doesn't matter what sport. Y'all just love Brady like you love your mamas, and it's weird.
But here's the thing. I can stand up for Rob just a hair on this one. You go look at the series of quarterbacks they've had in Tampa. Brady looks like
I'm not arguing that. Brady's the best quarterback they've had. But he is not the reason that they won the Super Bowl. He's the reason they had a chance at a playoff run. If they go 9-7 or 9-8 or 10-7, whatever it's going to be this year, if they go by the same where they finished last year, they're not in the playoffs. It's just plain and simple. 9 wins will not get you in the playoffs this year. Unless you're in the NFC East.
I just think that he was a cog that was a much better fit as opposed to Jameis Winston, because Jameis Winston could not throw the ball to the other team. Brady made good decisions, and that's why they only lost 7 games in the regular season.
Yeah, agreed. He threw 20 less interceptions. That's why, but he didn't. Winston still threw over 30 touchdowns. Literally that the only difference between Brady and Winston was the turnovers. Their defense got them there. And like I said, 9 wins is just not going to cut it this year. Everybody can talk shit to me about how the Chiefs lost to Brady in the Super Bowl, but they finished the season with 14 wins last year. And 2 of them were against Brady. Or one of them was in Tampa against Brady. Tyreek Hill had almost 300 yards in the first half. Therefore, their defense fixed themselves by the time they got to the Super Bowl. Worked out their issues. Yeah, I know exactly how you feel, Rob, and I'm happy for you that your team got a ring because it was a long time coming.
Here you go. I'll go to what Rob just said. It's a huge improvement at quarterback.
And it was an improvement at quarterback, but it wasn't. They were ready to go to the Super Bowl. They just needed 15 to 20 less interceptions in a year.
They went to the playoffs. They went to the playoffs with 11-5 record last year.
I thought it was 10, but I was saying 9 because that was Washington.
They finished the game. They finished the season on a 4-game win streak.
Well, yeah, the playoffs.
To make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. See, but they struggled almost all year. And look, I give Brady a lot of credit because it is hard going to a new team, new offense, new everything, especially switching from a Bill Belichick scheme because his is the most complicated in the game, which is why Cam Newton struggled last year. And which is why I think he's going to do so much better this year now that he had an actual offseason to learn. But, I'm literally saying, I am still giving props to Brady because he does a lot because it's hard switching teams. But I'm not putting you on so you can tell me that you waited 30 years for this and you had Jameis Winston. I was there. I know. I watched it. But literally, Brady is not the reason of the ring. He has just helped them. He was a key part. You think, Gronk and Leonard Fournette meant nothing. Antonio Brown meant nothing. It was just Brady. No, literally, no. I respect you, and I told you deep down I'm happy for you. I'm not mad that the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl because literally they didn't have an offensive line and only 2 guys on their entire team showed up to play. Literally, I don't care about that. I'm just happy they were there. But Green Bay should have been in the playoffs, but their head coach was incompetent. And Washington easily was right there, neck and neck with them. So I'm just saying, it had to be the right water. No, Brady is Dasani, and everyone else in the world is smart water. I don't want to talk about Brady anymore.
Agree to disagree.
I'm not agreeing to disagree. I'm just disagreeing, but I'm just saying he's not going to see another Super Bowl unless he's a backup somewhere.
Yeah,
No, I think Brady did improve that team, but that team had all the talent already. They just needed a quarterback. No, you didn't bring him up, and I said I was just going to tell you. I just wanted to say that Bruce Arians and Tom Brady were like, we need to get our shit together. We're being lazy. That is as far as I was going with that. Just add quarterback. Exactly. You said Super Bowl team without quarterback. The last year Bucks. Super Bowl team with quarterback. Add anyone else other than Jameis Winston. You could have put Nick Foles in there, and he would have taken you to the Super Bowl just the same.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, anybody could have done it, especially if Gronk and Fournette and Antonio Brown were all going to go there too. That's the best possible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They say the same thing about Favre, but look, the best possible outcome is Brady retiring, along with Ben Roethlisberger. Who it needs to happen.
We're getting really close to the start of a new era of quarterbacks in the NFL. It's not that far away.
Yeah, we got Mahomes, we got Burrow, we got Herbert, we got Tua. I don't like Tua, but I gotta keep that one in there just because his name is one of them. But there's a lot of up and coming guys, and it's exciting to see Deshaun Watson if he can ever get out of this funk. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, poor Jalen Hurts has not been given a whole lot of credit for the talent that he's got.
It's Trace, not Chase. Trace McSorley, the Penn State boy.
Grant. Which one of these? Go ahead.
What? Were you talking about Jimmy Graham?
No.
Oh, I thought you said Graham, and so there's been a lot of issues with Jimmy Graham. Well, a lot of back and forth I watched today. But he likes Justin Fields. He thinks he's a stud.
I like Justin Fields. I think he's tough. I think he's got the strength for an NFL quarterback. That's the one thing I think Trevor Lawrence lacks.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Trevor Lawrence is like Lamar Jackson. He's a twig.
Man, you've got the arguments that gets several of the viewers in here just butt twisted.
Just Robin Brockton, because Brady fans are all the same. It's like Brady or nothing.
You can get Colin going too, though.
Yeah, but that's about Lamar Jackson. Literally, I'm not the only one.
Could Lamar Jackson have won a Super Bowl in Tampa?
No, he's the only one.
See, I think he's got a better chance.
No. I'm just saying that in case Colin ever goes back and watches this.
Oh, okay.
I had to say that. Yes, anybody could have. You could put Carson Wentz in there. He'd only give you about 3 games, and then he'd hurt himself, and then Nick Foles will come in behind him. But either way, Carson Wentz, Justin Herbert, you could throw the rookies in there. Burrow, Tua, maybe. Tua's got that hip injury. You could throw anybody in there with the team they had last year, and they were going to have the same outcome.
Pretty good stuff. Which one of these rookies, I was getting ready to ask you a minute ago, which one of these rookies that's coming into the league this year that's going to see substantial playing time makes the most and the most profound immediate impact for their team?
Kyle Pitts.
I was going with quarterbacks.
You said all.
You're right. I meant quarterbacks.
I mean, I think. So, did you say immediate impacts? I don't think a lot of them will. Other than Trevor Lawrence, because he's going to be a starter. I mean, Sam Ehlinger might get playing time. Carson Wentz is a bum and hurt himself walking to his car to drive to practice on the first day. So he's in surgery. So
yeah, he's not going to play week 1. It doesn't look like.
he could. But there's a big rumor around that Frank Reich's been talking to Nick Foles, and I think that is hilarious. I will put money on Nick Foles coming to the Colts, taking him to the Super Bowl, and watching Carson Wentz sit on the bench like a bum.
Oh.
That's the best possible outcome of the Colts situation. Nick Foles.
Who else they got playing backup up there?
Jacob Eason, who was a rookie last year. Sam Ehlinger from Texas got drafted there this year. And they picked up somebody, but I did not know who he was. Like last week. Yeah, Foles said he welcomes the idea of going, because, the team that it happened, they went to the Super Bowl. And it's the same coaching staff in Indianapolis that was in Philadelphia. All of this would be the most ironic. Oh, I just remembered. So, something came out, and it's not Andrew Luck, and it's not a troll saying this, but Phillip Rivers came out and said, if they need me, I'll stay ready, and I will come back. And I think that is 100% the best possible outcome. I think Phillip Rivers, one more year in Indy, he finally started warming up at the end of the season, getting into that team. I think he's a perfect fit for, them not knowing what they need. And he said it. He was like, I'm still here. If you need me, I will stay ready. And so he's sitting at home waiting to get a call. And I would love nothing more than that. Literally, I am a Chiefs fan, and I had to put up with Phillip Rivers for a long time. I didn't like him as a Charger because I don't like nobody as a Charger. Well, I like Justin Herbert. I can't help it. But I think the Colts don't suck. Not as bad as most teams. The Colts are actually a perfect team. They're the same situation as, Tampa Bay before Brady. They just need one quarterback. They got the defense and the offense now. They're one good quarterback away from a Super Bowl. And so I think Phillip Rivers, he could literally take them to the Super Bowl. If they can get past Buffalo, which is why they lost last year, and the Chiefs, they can go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I watched Kent Sterling a lot, and I watched the defensive end that they drafted up there in Indianapolis, Kwity Paye.
Oh, yeah, they drafted 2 defensive ends in a row, back-to-back.
Dude, this dude here is not playing like a rookie.
Kwity Paye is a monster, Dad. Literally, they
like
already had a good defense, and their first 2 draft picks went straight to defense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you what, and there's the other thing. If Carson Wentz is ready by week 1, they are in so much trouble.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They are a Super Bowl ready team. But they need someone better than Carson Wentz.
Their first 2 games in the regular season, Seattle and the Rams.
I actually have a Kwity Paye rookie card right here.
Heck yes. That dude's a monster. Yeah, they've got a significantly tough start to the season. And you know what?
They have the hardest first 5 games. They play the Seahawks, then they play the Rams, and then I think they play a divisional game.
They go to the Titans, the Dolphins, and then the Ravens.
Yeah, they have the hardest first 5 games out of everybody except for maybe Chicago.
Yeah, the only break they get is week 6. They get Houston at home, and then they go to San Francisco, which is not going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, that's a low key why I wanted Carson Wentz to play, so he would get taken out by week 6 anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the thing of it is, have you? Here's the other question that I have, because this is another one of the teams that felt like was going to be ready for to contend. Did Chandler in Arizona get anything worked out, or have they traded him?
I haven't heard anything yet, and I've been watching that one because literally, there's a couple teams I have in mind that I'd love him to go to if he didn't stay with Arizona. And the whole issue is he wanted to get his extension out of the way because he is a defensive end and he's getting up there in age and he wants his contract before the year started. So he knew he had a job. Like that was the issue. And I kind of respect that. Because a lot of people, it's either right before the season starts or as soon as the season ends, they get their contract. He wants it before the season starts. This is like the same issue. Well, so not the same issue, but the guy, Darius Leonard in Indy, they're really going to regret if they don't get his contract done before the season starts. Because if he plays next year, he's going to want twice as much money because that dude's a monster.
Yeah, I don't see that anything's been resolved at all. I thought I'd ask because that's good. That's a real big part of that defensive line, and
Yeah, with J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones, I was really excited about that. I kind of hope they stay because I feel like he's a really big piece of that defense. Him alone,
I agree.
and if their defense can hold up this year, they're also contenders in the NFC.
That West is just going to be such a cutthroat division.
Whoever makes it out of that division has a great shot at a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's not like they're going to get beat up so bad that there'll be a tough competitor coming out for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. That division is probably the toughest division other than in the NFC. Yes, toughest division. Just like how the AFC North is becoming that, and also the AFC East. Those two divisions right now.
I think the whole AFC looks. I don't like the South that well. I think the Colts probably have. Well, I mean the Titans are going to be good, but they're going to be up in the air because I still don't think.
Julio just got hurt today.
There you go. I mean, so the South is probably going to be the weakest division, but the other three portions of the AFC all look like they could be really good. I mean, at least two teams in the West are going to be outstanding, contending.
Well, look, I don't know what Denver's doing about their quarterback situation. I don't know if it's going to be Locke or if it's going to
be
Teddy. Yeah, see, I assume so, but like that was one of the teams in training camp I only got to see the defensive end of. I didn't get to see anything offensive. And I don't think they know what they're doing. But look, Von Miller's coming back and they drafted a lot of good defensive players. I don't think they're going to get blown out of every game this year. And the Raiders think that they drafted well and they think that they're doing well, but they're not. If they bench Carr and start Mariota, I think they'll win at least 3 more games than they did last year.
I tell you what, Marcus Mariota would be a great fit in Tampa, wouldn't he?
Yes. He could have taken them to the Super Bowl last year.
I shouldn't do that.
Just reading about Vince's injury and that Foles is a third stringer in Chicago. Yeah, because Chicago is starting Andy Dalton, and they have Justin Fields, who they drafted from Ohio State, and then they have Foles as well, who played half the season last year. So he got immediately pushed down to third string. I think a deal with the Colts would be perfect. They probably would both get things on each end that would be a win-win. At least if you have Foles in Indianapolis, you have at least that you'll have a competent starter if you need it.
A guy that definitely has the arm and experience to play for sure.
And he's won a Super Bowl, so against Brady.
Got to get that dig right in it.
No, but seriously, he did. He beat New England's defense for a Super Bowl out instead of Carson Wentz, because if Carson Wentz would have, Brady would have another ring. But he said, "I'm not listening." Yeah, Minnesota. Kellen Mond tested positive for COVID, and so their top 3 quarterbacks were on the COVID list for their training camp where they were showing off. It was some 4-string guy taking all the reps because he was the only one they had. But Kirk Cousins came back today, and he had a lot to say about all of that. And yeah, I watched that too, and I just can't stand listening to that guy talk. And I don't know what it is about his face, but he's got a punchable face, and so I can't listen to him talk. But I'm glad he was vocal and said what he had to say. He made valid points about things and how he felt. And if you're going to share your opinion, you might as well share it on the biggest stage where everyone's watching, because at the end of the day, everyone's going to hear it either way. And so he stuck by his word, and he said the same thing every time. His story never changed. So, as much as anyone can agree or disagree with what he said, I respect him, not changing because people told him to, him standing by his own opinion.
Did the NFL mandate vaccinations?
They're trying to.
Yeah.
Yep, that was what he was mad about. Also, that was what Jimmy Graham was mad about. That's what everyone is mad about. But Minnesota specifically has the lowest percentage of vaccinations by team.
I can't believe that's actually a statistic.
Yeah, they've been telling you, it's been on SportsCenter every day this week.
Like I said, I have been off. I think it's a good thing, because just dealing with the void going back to full masking, and it's not for us, it's for the guest. It's kind of just weird. I just don't know. You can't have an opinion. You just can't. Everything you have, you can be met with criticism and skepticism, and everybody they call you out for something political based on what your opinion is, and a lot of times it has nothing to do with any of that.
Nope, and that's why I'm trying to stay out of it. But this is like the one place I can't completely stay out of it. Hey, what's up, Chris? I know that the YouTube people can't see that because it's on Facebook, so I'll put it up here. He is a fellow YouTuber as well, and he does video game stuff. I was friends with him in high school. I'm just filling you in, not everyone else, just so you know who was in here talking. But yeah, he does production on videos and stuff.
Nice to have you, Chris.
Absolutely. Yeah, but the whole thing is when it comes to work and stuff, I've decided, I'm going to stay out of it because I'm sick of hearing about it. I don't want to go to work and get paid hours a day to listen about COVID. So I'm staying out of it at work. But this is where it hits me, is in the NFL.
Yeah, because it's going to be a part of the NFL.
Also, thank you so much, Chris. We really appreciate it. But the thing is about the NFL is unavoidable. They made it very clear that if any game gets canceled due to COVID, it's an automatic forfeit on their win-loss record for the year. I just think I just don't even want to talk about it, but it's so relevant right now. It's a hard topic.
Well,
I don't like to talk about anything political in general. And, this isn't exactly a political conversation, but that's the exact way it gets taken. And that's why I don't like to talk about it. I don't like politics in sports, because sports is my freedom outside of politics. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And also, coaches are getting let go as well, completely let go. And, people are getting fired. I know, I understand in hospitals, you work in a hospital, if they want to say you have to get a shot to work here, you work around sick people. I get it. That is the only place I truly understand. Because you're literally working with sick people.
This is the this is the tough part here, right here, is because I don't. I my personal stance on it is I think it's worth getting. I did it. I didn't do it for me. I did it for my mother, who's elderly and has health issues. However, I can see both. I can see the argument from both sides, and I think both sides is legit. So guess what? Everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody has a right to feel the way they feel, and nobody should try to dictate to them how they should feel. Good night, Sean. And with that being said, I don't think that should be done in football. I don't think that should be done in most work. I don't think it should be done anywhere other than the health field itself.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, a girl I work with, her daughter works for one of the hospitals that St. Elizabeth bought, and they basically said, "Get your shot or you're fired." That, like this week, they did that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I just think everybody's opinion is important. I think everybody's thoughts are relevant, and I just don't think it's. I still think it's a freedom whether you do or you don't.
Correct.
But it's hard to have an opinion anywhere you go. Hello, our new Facebook people.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a couple people in here, and I just wanted to say hello openly to all of them because I am not familiar with them. Some of them, I just know Chris, but he said he shared it to his page. So thank you, Chris, for sharing it to your page, and thank you to everyone else that is here.
Yeah, for coming in and saying, "Hey, we talking about some sports and trying to get away from COVID," and we ended up being right back on it. What is the go ahead and give everybody that's not familiar, when's the next set of preseason games for the NFL?
I want to say in like 4 or 5 days.
So the early game was the Hall of Fame game, and now everything kind of falls in after that, like the first week.
Yeah. So Dallas and Pittsburgh are the only ones that get 4 preseason games. Everyone else gets 3.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that's nice.
Someone has to play the Hall of Fame game.
Right. So they probably need the extra help anyway.
True. Yeah. I want to say like the 12th, maybe. It's like a Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday. It starts up Wednesday. Sounds right.
Yeah. So August 12th. You're right. You get another Steelers game. Gosh, a Steelers and Eagles game and a Washington and New England game.
Yeah, Rob, today was the Hall of Fame game, and it was the Cowboys and Steelers. They're the only ones that get 4 preseason games because whoever plays the Hall of Fame game basically gets an extra game. And so, yeah, so they did it basically to bring all the people who got inducted into the Hall of Fame last year, not this year per se with like Peyton and all of them, but like Troy Polamalu and all of those. There was like 5 Steelers. There was a lot of Steelers and a lot of Cowboys that got put in last year, and I think that's why they determined who played this game, because that was the majority of people in that class. So it was a really cool event because they had all of these Hall of Famers and they're doing their own interviews and things like that. They're gonna have the actual ceremony on Saturday, but they always play a Hall of Fame game. I don't know if they always do. I don't think they did last year, but yeah. So Wednesday we get the first like official preseason game.
Who plays on Wednesday?
There's like 3 or 4 games. I don't know exactly. Oh. Isn't the Bears?
I see August 12th on Thursday. That's what I was kind of looking at.
Yeah, I feel like the Bears and the Lions and the Steelers and the Cowboys and teams like that usually. But yeah, I think that really that the Cowboys and Steelers were determined because I think like 10 of the Hall of Famers from last year's class were in there, and one of them was the coach before
Mike Tomlin. Hang on a second.
No, I don't. I don't know that you guys will lose to the Cowboys in Week 1. Dak Prescott, we don't know how bad his injury is. It came out and said today that it was a little worse than it had been. So I think you might be okay, but the Dallas Cowboys defense has severely improved to where it had been. Also, to all of the Facebook viewers, if you would like to support our YouTube channel, I can post a link right here. I will post a link.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
I had to go over to the Facebook just to put some in, so for them too. How you doing, Joselle? We're doing good today. We're happy that it's football season for sure. Daddy Shark, that's awesome. Yeah, it kind of feeds into the whole theory of this channel. So I felt like the shark was appropriate today.
Okay, I just posted it in the comments on Facebook. So if you want to support our YouTube channel, which is where we're live streaming this from, that is the link to do so. But we appreciate having all of you guys in here watching from the Philippines. That's pretty cool.
See, is some of them, I wonder, are they all from your buddy Chris?
He shared it, so thank you,
Yeah.
Pam. Sharks make the whole fam happy. We love sharks over here. What's your favorite type of sport? 100% football. I would say baseball. Like, if we're talking major league sports, it's football, then baseball, and I think basketball would fall after that. I'm not a huge hockey fan, but hockey is all right. But as a whole, definitely football. Like, I will answer that every time first. Do you watch any? Do you watch any sports, Chris? Because I know you're a gamer, but I don't know if you're a sporter. I didn't know what to say.
I didn't get it. I didn't get a chance. Football, then baseball.
There you go. That's basically where I'm at. Who's your team?
Yeah, baseball is a lot of fun to watch. Samurai.
Yeah, I think Samurai is Chris. It's just his other account, probably. Have you all watched any of the Olympics? I have watched bits and pieces. I watched a lot of the gymnastics the other day. I wanted to watch the Reds game before I left for work, but I wasn't fighting them for the remote because they were watching it. So, I watched Simone Biles and everything. I watched the U.S. men's team, the basketball games, a couple of them. And I've watched a little bit of the women's soccer. I know they had a really good outing. I know Carly Lloyd probably scored 2 of her last goals at an Olympic level. And so that was kind of sad to see. She's getting a little up there. And so as Megan Rapinoe scored the other 2 goals. Crazy how COVID pushed the 2020 Olympics to 2021. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's all been crazy. That's how you knew it was like something crazy when they moved the Olympics. Don't get me started. What do you got to say about Simone Biles?
I feel like I know where this is going. Go, Rob, go.
I don't know. My girl's got bronze. Hey, I watched their interviews about it. She didn't quit. She still competed. And there was a lot more to that. I'm not going to get into that one with you because I already know now. I figured it out. But they got bronze, but they said that they felt as strongly about playing the bronze game as they would have if it was playing for the gold. And so I had a lot of respect for their response on that. And so, a bronze is still an Olympic medal. Or, yeah, she had a vertigo-esque issue and some mental issues. I still think she's a GOAT. I still think so. I don't watch gymnastics enough to defend her, but she's probably one of the most badass gymnasts I've ever seen.
Yeah, here's the other thing about that is, I know a lot of people are taking the same opinion that Rob has, that she quit, she walked off, mental issues, mental toughness, but we often don't realize that how old is she? Is she 19,
I
20?
know she's significantly younger than me.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're also talking about people. Hey, they moved over to Facebook or over to YouTube.
No,
Uh,
I'm not saying that you aren't allowed to criticize them because this can go way too many bad ways. But I'm just saying if there was a lot of issues. They basically said she was so good that they weren't going to judge her the way she was supposed to be judged because she was so much better than everyone else and to make it more fair. So I feel like that is just the most ridiculous thing ever anyway. And so these comments are being weird. I thought you were about that age. I mean, if she's 25, then yeah, I'm about that age, but I thought she was like 18 or 19.
yeah, I think. Thank you, Penn.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
At the end of the day, I know that like talking about football or baseball or basketball. Those are all always team sports. Gymnastics is a lot of pressure, and you know what? I can get where people can have a mental breakdown. I mean, you got to stick a landing, perfectly so many times in order just to make the team. So
I
you know
mean,
what?
I know that she got like a silver or whatever in the last thing she did, but I feel like it was like incredibly, incredibly good still. I saw the slip up she had on one turn or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's so little room for error in like Olympic gymnastics, but at the end of the day, I to Rob's point, he feels that if you make it that far, then you should be ready for it 100%, and be able to power through even if you have a bad routine. And some people can mentally, some people can't.
No, yeah, I mean, she is young and she is on the highest stage, and I'm not saying that she hasn't done it before because like I think she has been in the Olympics before. Um, but there's just I don't know. I don't know that much about anything about the Olympics to speak on it that well.
Here's something that I did not realize. She's 24, so she's almost your age,
Wow, I thought she was like 18.
and she is 4'8".
Yeah, dude, she's tiny.
I don't watch that stuff. I didn't realize that she was that tiny.
Yeah, I knew she was tiny, but I didn't realize she was that small. I'm only 4'11".
Yeah, I didn't bless you with height for sure.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
25.
Penn, she does look that young, doesn't she?
Yeah, I get that a lot. I mean, being small is like the perfect size for like two sports, being a jockey and being a gymnast. So I guarantee Simone Biles would be a good jockey.
Yeah, I don't know how to quit either, Rob. But I'm not a 24-year-old girl that's got mental strain. I don't always get that, and I don't always sympathize well for people that have those kind of problems.
See,
So
that's where
generally, I sound like an
I'm at.
asshole.
See, that's where I'm at. I do sympathize with that. And, I understand. I've never competed at anything at that level, but I understand how it can really, being so invested in something mentally destroy you. I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan. I get it. Like, it causes, sports, just watching sports and being a sports lover, it breaks me down the same as things like that. And then, you don't even know, like, we're talking about mental issues while she's competing, but we don't know what's going on outside of that either. And, being as young as she is, women in their early 20s all struggle with mental health issue. I feel like in my generation, which is her generation, I thought she was a lot younger, which wasn't going to help that case either way. I feel like our generation is just a really struggling, sad generation. And I know a lot of it's due to like laziness and things like that. But like as a whole, I don't know.
Well, it's fair that you say that, Boo, because here's the deal. Kids today and raising up into adult, you being a young adult now, and you know what? And you can go out there and you can say whatever you want to say about how I raised you. I raised you to be tough, right? We didn't have a childlike relationship. I raised you to be strong. So there's something that you have in your upbringing, but if you haven't noticed, a lot of kids today do not get brought up that way. They do not get brought in the sense to be for quality of being an adult. They're just kind of left alone. I can use my son as an example. So you would know that, I taught you to fight with me and argue and fight and cuss and carry on because I wanted a strong woman for a daughter. Not all kids get that. And without that preparation, it's a lot tougher today than it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, if I didn't do what I was supposed to, I got my ass beat or I got threw out of the house. I mean, there was no two ways about it. So it's different time, Rob, for sure.
The thing is though, like, you wanna understand my generation. Turn on the TV and watch the current season of South Park. No one depicts how messed up my generation is better than that show. And it's so accurate, all of it.
Did you see the contract that they just signed?
Yeah, with the
3 movies.
No, I didn't see that. I thought you meant the whole Casa Bonita thing.
No, 3 movies. They signed for 3 movies, and they signed all the way up through 20 or the first 30 seasons now.
Oh man, Pamela, I love South Park. That's the greatest show ever made.
I raised her on their sarcasm.
South Park is literally as old as I am. I watched it every year of my life.
Yep, bad dad right here all the way.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, but that makes me happy. I was just gonna say I saw where they were gonna buy the restaurant in Colorado that's called Casa Bonita.
No,
that just happened like a week or two ago.
HBO Max, Paramount, and Comedy Central forked over some real money this time.
Because they realized that they're too good, man. They are too good. And they haven't declined at all. Family Guy, American Dad, all those shows, they go back and forth from being good and bad. South Park has been consistent. Never stopped being like top tier comedy TV.
Yeah, South Park always had like one episode a season that you went, I don't.
But it's usually a filler episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've gotten into the storyline now.
Uh-oh.
What? Uh-oh.
I thought I about crashed.
Oh yeah, your internet's been a little weird today.
It's been up and down. My signal's kind of coming in and out, so I don't know why. I've had a bad day with the computer stuff. I'm getting ready to order another video card when we get off here because I'm not taking the chance of what happened earlier.
I'm definitely gonna go to Colorado just to go to Casa Bonita.
Heck yes.
Yeah. See, there you go. See, I like that because, like, I feel like sports brings the world together. And that was, like, kind of the whole purpose of the Olympics in a way. But now that the Olympics are going on, but I just love... I want you to pick your favorite comment. Oh, what am I picking from?
The Facebook comments?
The Facebook comments or all the comments or... I mean, I'll pick a comment, but yeah, I just think sports is the greatest thing to happen to the earth, other than maybe South Park.
Sarcastic is my favorite sport ever.
Basketball is my favorite sport.
Dude, I love that movie.
It's too good. I love all the sports fans and South Park fans that we just found today.
Heck yeah.
Facebook comment within the next few minutes. Oh, so a new comment coming up. Okay. I'll keep my eye out.
Yes, Rob. Absolutely.
I mean, yes, it is a stress reliever, but it also stresses me out sometimes. But I agree wholeheartedly. It is a stress reliever.
Well, you know what? It's better TV than watching the news. It's better TV than watching drama or whatnot because it's everything. And it's, you get to see different people all the time. It's better to watch sports on TV than most anything else, I would say.
I mean, yep. I agree. Yeah. Also, I know that you're not like a big NBA person, but there's a lot going on in the NBA with the whole trades and contracts.
Yeah, Chris Paul declined his option. I saw that.
USA versus France, can't wait to watch. Yeah, that's probably going to be a really good game because the US is going into playing this game and the France is beating them the last 2 times they played each other.
Yeah, Rob, you can run your stream on Sunday morning on Facebook as well if you like. And if you've got followers on Facebook that do not come over to your YouTube, then it's a way that you can reach more people that you follow with your content.
Sports is making every country happy and the players make their country proud. I love that. That is basically summing up. That's why Luka Doncic went over to Slovenia to play in the Olympics for his country. I mean, I guess that is a very common thing. I've never paid attention before, but
dude, this Facebook crowd is full of it.
Westbrook, I know. I love this. Yeah, Russell Westbrook went to the Lakers, and LeBron got mad on Twitter and he deleted his tweet twice because he was getting mad that they were calling his team an old team. They got Westbrook and they got Carmelo Anthony, and I'm like, you are an old team. Like, all of you are in your late 30s.
I mean, this is honestly, this is the sports crowd that I didn't expect. I think it's really cool. I'm really surprised.
I'm pretty excited about it. Sports also boosts our immune system because it's a form of exercise. Yeah.
Dude. So,
what about Space Jam? I heard they didn't even have the original Space Jam song. I didn't watch it. I don't like LeBron James. That's why. I like the original movie, and I want to leave it at that. So I just heard too much about it. I did hear it was a good kids movie. So I respect that. And, some of the merchandise that's come out for it's pretty cool. But I don't know anything about the movie itself. Yeah, he was 16-0 or 17-0 with Slovenia, and so it was really heartbreaking. He didn't play his best game in that loss, but he was, he scored 48 points in his first game with them, and that was like tied for the most in a single season Olympic or single Olympic game ever. And so that's insane. I love that he loves helping his country. He did a lot for him over there. Luka is definitely my favorite current NBA player right now. Other than maybe I don't know, Chris Paul. No, not Michael Jackson. But Mr. Jordan himself is a basketball legend and will forever be.
Yeah, the funny thing about your youth is that, there was a year, and I think it was 1998. I think I took you to a professional basketball game in Indianapolis to see the Bulls and I'm pretty sure that you saw Michael Jordan play the last time he played in Indianapolis. I'm almost positive.
I wish I could remember that memory because
Dude,
I didn't know that.
I, I know it was. I know that you've seen somebody's last game up there, and I can't remember who.
Yeah,
Dude,
this chat's nuts.
if this audience wants to come in at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and next week, if they want to be in here for that, we can do. You know what, and I don't mind that it's overseas because I've done some plenty of postage going out of the country, but we can do some kind of a giveaway for the Facebook crowd next week.
Yeah, for all of our new Facebook friends, we're here every Thursday around this time. About an hour and a half earlier than right now. But we're always here, so you can always hang out. And I don't know if I still have the. Nope, I still have.
Yeah, I opened it up on Facebook just so that I could watch over here too, just to see how it looked out, and it's really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see all these people here.
I mean, it's neat. I love it.
I don't usually see many on the Facebook side.
I mean, don't get me wrong. In all honesty, we would prefer it on the YouTube side, but I like having it going on another format too. God, they're so smart. Yes.
Wow, I'm just so like, this is how I feel right now. How you felt when you got your first super chat. That's how I feel right now about all of these people.
Oh, it's nutty. It's the thing of it is that you're reading comments from people, but most of them make sense. They think logically with what they're saying every time, and
I appreciate it.
it's refreshing, isn't it?
It is.
I'm sitting here. I'm more tuned into reading and saying, "Oh yeah, that's great," than the conversation that we were having. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. If you love it, do what you love. You know what, Chris? I feel like I owe all of this to you right now. I don't know where you shared this, but I really appreciate it because all these people they're so nice and well versed in the sports world, and so I am thoroughly appreciative of it. Also, Pen.
And likes your hair.
Thank you. I just cut it yesterday.
Yeah, it's very nice.
You know what? I thank you so much. Shelby went to Facebook. You know what? All of Samurai Beige family, yeah, me and my dad over here, we definitely appreciate you guys.
Oh, I can't even spell.
Coverted.
It was supposed to be converted instead of coverted, but whatever. No, you know what? It's nice because that's the reason why we started posting on multiple formats, because we felt that it would be a good way to grow our audience overall, and it does help with the confidence in producing these shows and making them, especially when we do put a lot of time and effort into these channels.
Yeah, and this makes me. Filipinos are very sports minded. That's why we relate. I learned something new today. Giveaways is the key. Yeah, I enjoy doing the giveaways. We just have had had a hard time planning them. Like we planned to do them. Oh, Rob is over there on YouTube now too. Yeah, we've definitely planned to do a lot of giveaways in the near future, and we're gonna do them based on our subscriber milestone. Our next one's gonna be at 250 on YouTube. And then we have some cool stuff to give away. But let me pick my favorite comment so far.
Ronell, she's 25.
I saw a comment back here that I liked before.
I actually like watching the live on Facebook better than I do YouTube sometimes. I know which one that I like if I can find it.
This one. There you go, Chris. That is my comment of choice. Sports is a stress reliever, and I need it so much.
Yeah, Rob, I've got it tuned in on both. Honestly, I wanted to see how it played out. Alex,
it says how do you doing that? Shelby, which is somewhere in the chat, she cuts my hair. You'll have to ask her because I don't know how she does it. I don't know anything about it. My hair's just laying though. There's no product in it today. She cut a line right here along my hairline, make it stay a little bit better.
What is Jelly Kanana? What is that?
That's the girl's name of the comment I posted.
Oh, there she is. Okay. And gosh, I hate it. Hopefully I did not butcher her name that bad.
Yeah, I'm not good with names ever. And that goes with sports too. That is a big thing in sports all of them, baseball, football, basketball. I have such a hard time with a lot of names. I remember when your hair was super long, such a long time ago. Yeah, my hair was like down to my waist. And so it's definitely a lot different from when I first met Chris.
Dude, Ronell's pouring it on thick.
She said you said her name right.
I did. That's cool. It seems very, very tough to pronounce. Jelly Kanana. Kanana.
Kana.
I've never
seen. Cool
seen
last name though.
Ignacio. I like that.
I like that.
It's like light it up, man. Burn it down.
Yeah, I guess. It just sounds. I just like the way it sounds. Oh, there it is. Shelby's giving hair tips on It's in the Blood.
Hey, that's right on.
Jellica and Anna combined. Was it Anna or Anna? Jellica Anna. I bet that's how you say it. Jellica Anna.
That's how I said it the first time. But I was trying to correct myself even after she said I said it correctly.
What is your favorite juice of your vape? What I like the mint shake one. But I also like a lot of the like pastry kind of juices. Right now this is what I got right now. Just like a blue slushy. Yeah, I know it's dangerous for my health. Rob, I remember when you got your hair cut because you were like, I'm freaking bald. And I thought it was so funny. But your hair, it's growing back. You live in Tampa, so summer sun. Vape juice I like is winter melon. I don't think I've tried winter melon. You're welcome for the reminder. My hair? I mean, maybe. It was like 6 inches longer yesterday. Dad, where'd you go? He just disappeared. Yeah, I definitely prefer the 1.5 on the sides, but we just bought some like cheaper clippers, and so they only came with the 2. Also, here, Shelby, if you would like, since I don't know where Dad is. No, Ronald, I do not, but I do have Shelby. Are you there, Padre?
Yep.
There you are. I saw that I got a notification from you, so I figured that's what it was. Is that red? Oh, the phase, right. That's freaking sweet, though.
I'm a big fan of this flavor.
Is it the phase berry flavor?
It's the new one that they came out with, phase something. It's but I'm telling you, it tastes just like strawberry Starburst.
Oh, is it that pink one?
It's clear,
Oh.
or it's not
What are
clear.
you-
It's like off white, kind of weird.
So what is your stream goals for the next year? That's a good question. What's your stream goals for our channel?
For this one,
Yeah, for the next year.
by this time next year, I really hope that we were closing in on 1,000 subscribers, if not already there. I really think that, just to have a consistent 30 or 40 people in the stream talking sports would be fantastic. Just 9 or 10 in here is great. It's hard to keep up with chat at that point. There's some real in-depth conversation that we can get into about different things on the sporting world when sports is happening. So it will be a lot more. There'll be a lot more viable content. But you know what? Just to have an audience that comes back every week is probably the most important thing, so that we have people to relate with.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much summed it up. I mean, I'm not like sold on needing to get to 1,000, but maybe like 500.
I just really think that during football, the summertime is the lull for the most of our conversation. I think football season, it'll really pick up, especially winter time.
Hi to you, Shelby.
Hi, everybody.
I'll put them all up here so you can see them. I don't think you can see the Facebook chat.
I can, actually, now that I'm on here.
Yeah, I mean, are you still streaming, Chris? I know that I went to your channel when you subscribed to me on YouTube and checked out some of your videos. But I didn't see how recent they were. What kind of giveaways would you like to give away to followers? We have a lot of like sports cards, and I'm getting like other cool sports things. And we do have a surprise for our 500 subscriber mark, and we're trying to keep them mostly sports related, since this is our sports channel.
Yeah, I figure that after an hour, though, the topics can switch a little bit around. I mean, honestly, I think our topics we have a set of topics generally, and then whatever the crowd kind of goes to. It is so nice having extra people with statements. It's kind of taken us a little off guard tonight, so we haven't been really prepared for that.
Right, because we're used to like 3 or 4 people in here, usually the same crowd.
Yeah, it's different.
What do you stream on, Chris? Twitch or YouTube or?
That's awesome, though. Congrats for the 15K.
Yeah, no kidding. That's awesome.
That's impressive.
No matter what platform it is. Because I see your videos on like, oh, so you do stream on Facebook. I'll have to check them out.
You know, I mean, that's the thing is that I feel like putting out on multiple formats has been helpful for
Who qualifies for a Facebook partner? I knew that they had to have something because a lot of people do stream on Facebook, but I don't know that much about it. I just mostly know about Twitch and like YouTube. Oh man. Here we go. I was gonna say Chris seems to have a pretty decent following, and so I appreciate seeing you guys all come over with him.
Yeah,
There
for
he is.
sure.
What's up, Rob? Are you guys wearing the same hat?
No,
I don't have a hat on.
he's got a Grony Boys hat on.
Oh, I'll put my hat back on.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Let me shut off the other page. No, the Grony Boys gave me this Saturday when I hunted with them. It's got a stretchy back, and it's a nice hat. Not as nice as Shane's, but it's a nice hat.
Is that one of those water repellent hats?
Yes.
It looks like it, yeah. That's nice.
They dissed me on a live video when I was recording and said, well, we would have given you a shirt, but we don't have one that fits you. And I was like, damn, that's cold.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding.
This whole interactive with Facebook thing is really cool.
It is super cool.
I'm putting a comment in the Facebook there that if it, like I said, anybody that wants to come over and follow us as individuals and channels, I will gladly reciprocate and see what kind of content everybody else has to put out, because that's how we really learn. We see what everybody does and then we learn from them. So here comes my comment. If anybody wants, grab me up and I will grab you right back. I think it's a cool thing.
It is super cool.
Oh yeah. His camera disconnected. Bye, Rob. Yeah, his other channel is metal detecting, treasure hunting. But yeah, I did not know that the Filipino sports spread was so wide.
I didn't realize that.
Well, baseball game, hot dogs.
Hey,
Definitely.
Chris, just out of curiosity, I said that you have a lot of requirements. Do you have to set up a separate type of account and it not be a personal account, or can you do it on a personal account? Just curious.
Collab Candy Crush. Yeah, I'm actually really curious about the whole Facebook thing too, because like I never messed with it. I mean, I have a page for our YouTube channel on Facebook, which is where this stream is at, but I just use it to promote the stream mostly.
So I was going to say, I run my other stream on Facebook and Twitter as well, and I get some views and people come in there, but I didn't know that there was anything that you could. I mean, I knew you could make money off of Facebook, but I just didn't know how it worked.
Yeah, I never even looked into it really.
Yeah, I never really thought about it.
Nope. And Rob's officially gone.
Gone.
He was like there. Nope, he's back. There he is.
Well, I tried going to my high def camera, but it just doesn't like this computer. That's why I do my Sunday morning streams from my laptop. The camera works better. So
Fair enough.
But I just heard you say you can make money off of Facebook, Shane.
I mean, I'm sure that they do, because I saw the guy from Louisville that during COVID couldn't find any work at the time. because he was stuck at home, and he started playing retro video games, and was making somewhere around $1,700 a month. But I never investigated further on how they went about it. Has to be a video game creator account, but I think you can do it.
I know it has to be a video gaming creator account, but I think you can do another route for talk show, but not sure what it's called. Monetization for pages might be a good research.
Ronald, yes, we do have a Facebook for all kinds. We got 3 TikToks.
Yeah, we have TikToks for the sports, the metal detecting, and the cards.
So, did you see that Goodyear blimp today fly over work?
Yes.
Was it going to the car show in Louisville?
Wait,
does anybody know?
I said yes, but I don't know what I said yes to. What did you say?
When I took that video today and I made it the intro for my video tonight for my stream, that flew over work today. It was a Goodyear blimp.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So
Okay, I think you were the one I saw the video of.
Right.
I saw your new Shrek toy.
The which one?
Your new Shrek toy.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty funny. You saw that?
Yeah, Nick sent it to me.
God, man, I can't trust him not to send stuff like that.
We love Nick.
Nick's the best.
Hey, Shane.
Yes, sir.
In your chat tonight, one of the guys was talking about that deer video he had where the deer swims upstream in the river, and it got over 1,000 views as a short on YouTube. So I went on and I watched it, and it's a really cool video. And he said he redid it. It's on there twice, and I was wondering why. And when I clicked on the second one, it says to qualify as a short, you have to film it in the vertical position with the bars. So I guess they can play it on phones.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. I don't even know how to do that.
To do your shorts, you either need, if you're recording with your phone, you just have to have your phone in the vertical position. If you use a GoPro, make sure that when you put it into your editing software, you flip it over to 9:16 or 16:9. I can't remember which way.
I think it's 9:16.
You have to flip it over to 9:16 for it to qualify as a short, and then you have to have hashtag shorts in the title.
Is it hashtag short or hashtag shorts?
With an S on the end.
Now, I mean, I've done like a dozen shorts, and now I know why they're not contacting me, asking me if they want, for me to be part of that program, because I didn't film any of mine. And
those emails should be going out starting this week, and man, I really have excitement about that for the It's in the Blood channel for some of the shorts, and the Card Sharks channel, just because they're going to reintroduce those to their viewership in a sense, and anything has a potential to take off. And if you just get paid for it, a $10 payment for one short is a win.
I mean, yeah definitely.
Most of the videos we put out are shorts on the Card channel.
I mean, yes. I mean, there's the potential for one of those to get picked out of however they do their formatting to pay. But I think it was a really good idea, and it's just another way to try to keep up with TikTok.
What's going on, CJ?
Nice to see you, CJ, brother man.
Well, I'm going to go, while I'm hanging out with you guys, I'm going to go into my editing program and see if it'll let me make one in vertical.
Yeah, so from your phone or from your camera?
There you go. A vertical video, 9:16 is less than 60 seconds. YouTube will automatically recognize them as shorts.
Well, there's my problem. Okay, thank you, CJ.
Yeah, CJ's info. CJ is full of good information.
CJ is the perfect channel to follow for any kind of information on growing your channel or doing specific things to your channel.
That's a YouTube channel?
Yep.
Yeah, CJ's info. He is. Yeah, you can go back and check. Rob, we did a live stream with him for YouTubers and to learn a little bit about how to go about that. And CJ is a wealth of knowledge. I know that he doesn't like to be pigeonholed into how smart he is for this stuff, but as far as social media stuff like that, he's really good, a really good resource, and has a great channel.
All right, I just wrote him down now to check it out.
Yeah, CJ's awesome, man.
Okay,
Facebook
CJ says you don't have to include the hashtag shorts anymore.
It
I
does
do.
help.
MySpace back in 2008 could have bought Facebook and they didn't see them as a threat. LOL, boy, did the tables turn on them. Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, and,
Do you
and just
know?
for
Do you know that Apple had a chance to buy Tesla for about
Buckies.
1/30th of what they're worth now?
Oh wow.
Dang.
hey, and just for our Facebook group, CJ's Infotech or CJ's Info on YouTube, for all of the people that are in here tonight from the Filipino, East Asia type of area, everybody run over and give him a sub as well. He puts out some very good content, and it's not all just info stuff. There's some really cool personal stuff he does on there. Everybody if you can find him there, you can find his Facebook page if you want to support him that way.
Yeah, CJ's awesome. I learned a lot from his channel, honestly.
Moving to Virginia Beach.
Who is?
CJ.
Okay.
Oh, cool, man.
Where's he at now?
He's in
Pennsylvania
Philadelphia.
or Philadelphia.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
CJ's going to have to get him a sand metal detector and a scoop shovel and go to the beach.
We'll have to go visit CJ next.
Heck yeah.
Hey, Shane.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if since there's not a lot of people in here that follow my YouTube page, I'm not going to be probably giving away too much information. But I told you what I did today, right? Or I did Tuesday.
The ring?
The ring?
I don't know if you finished telling me or not. Hold on.
Does the Tampa Bay ring?
Oh yeah, well that was cool. I saw that at Sam's Club. No, you don't. Well, you're too busy to keep up with my channel, Alex. It's not your, it's not your forte or your niche. So
I do my best.
Well, 2 weeks ago, I had to send about 2.5 weeks ago. I had to send my Knox back to Mine Lab because it got water in it.
Oh.
And the last time they had it back to me in 8 days, they sent me a brand new one because it got water in it. So they just sent me a new one. Well, just like everybody else that's got chip shortages, apparently Mine Lab's having their problems. So I got an email from Mine Lab 2 days ago saying, due to parts shortage, they have no ETA whatsoever when my machine will come back. So I don't have a metal detector.
Oh wow.
Dang.
That's like cutting off my leg.
I know, Shane. I'm telling you, I'm having withdrawals over here. So I had a buddy in my club lent me his brand new 600. He bought his one for his wife, and she hasn't used it much, so it's practically brand new. So I used it and had it for 3 days. But he's like, "Hey, I got family coming in. Can you bring it back?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I have another buddy that'll let me use one, but he lives like an hour away for me to go pick it up. But I know he'd let me keep it for a while. But I don't want to be the guy that's running around borrowing metal detectors from people just to go detecting. So even though I'm not in a real good financial position right now, I bit the bullet and bought a brand new one.
I would have. That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. I would have just went out and bought a new one and dealt with the repercussions later.
Well, I just about had my credit card paid off, and now I just bumped it right back up. But I got a deal that I couldn't pass up, Shane. A detector warehouse out in Texas had the 600 for the 650. But if you bought it right now, they included the wireless headphones from the 800 as an extra gift for $200. So I'm getting a Knox 600 with the 800 wireless headphones free.
That's awesome.
And then they include, with every detector you buy, they include a new waist pouch, a new set of gloves, a new backpack, a loop for your coins, and a hand digger with a sheath.
That's a hell of a deal.
It is. I'm like, so anyway, they said if you bought it by 3 o'clock, they would ship it out the same day and you'd have it in 3 days. So I bought it before 3 o'clock on Tuesday. And then later that day, I get an email from the guy saying, "Oh, I didn't know we didn't have any in our Texas warehouse. So I had to cancel your tracking number." And I'm like, "Dude, you guys promised it would be here by Friday." So he sent me another email back saying, "I contacted our California warehouse. They have one in stock. And because we told you we'd get it to you, we are sending it priority air via UPS, and you will have it from California in 3 days."
Oh wow.
Dang.
That's
So
cool.
anyway, so when my other one comes back, I will have 2 new Equinoxes, and then I'll sell my original first machine. That's, you know. But anyway, I don't want to hijack your show. That's going to be my big announcement on my Sunday stream.
Heck yeah. Well,
Yeah, I usually try to hit yours and Marlon's stream on Sundays because I work fairly early. But like, you know, I have to fit it in between, you know, I'm at work when I do it, but I try so hard, and every time
I see you when you say hi.
I get in there every once in a while, and sometimes because I have your notifications turned on along with Marlon, so I can try to catch him when I'm up in the mornings. But every time with you, I get like at 1 out of like every 3 times I'll get in, but sometimes when I click on it, you've already ended.
Well, we're going to run from 9 to 10:55 Sunday. We're going to end 35 minutes early because at 11 o'clock exactly, I'm doing the premiere for the hunt I did with the Grony Boys last Saturday.
heck yeah.
That's cool.
I got, using the borrowed Knox, I got 4 pieces of silver Saturday.
Oh, that's even better. Dude, I just can't wait to show what I found, but I'm being very cryptic.
You've got my curiosity up to here.
I'm being so cryptic. I've been threatened with a stick, but you know I'm a history nut, and I thought it was fake, dude. I really did. Just saying that I thought something was fake or a replica.
I will hype it up on the stream Sunday to make sure that when you bring it out, people will go watch.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I thank you for the shout out. You said that the stream you did with me as a guest was your highest rated stream.
Yes, sir.
My dirt digging video with you and me in Tampa is my highest dirt video this year.
All good, man. That's how you do it.
Yeah, isn't that whole chip shortage thing the reason that like the gaming consoles and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, are they having problems too?
Yeah, I mean,
Every-
the PS5 came out last year, and they can't put out enough of them.
I just know it's affecting the car industry tremendously.
Yeah, that's what you said. The Ford Super Duty truck. But we were like talking to a girl when we were card hunting a couple weeks ago, and I went to go get a new PS4 controller because mine went out, and I can't get a PS5 yet. And so what happened is they went to release the PS5, and they didn't think they thought they had made enough for it to be fine for the initial drop, and they hadn't. And so now they're struggling to get them out. But when they started putting out the PS5, they stopped making all the PS4 stuff. And so now they're stuck in a weird place that they can't get either.
Wow. I know that, you know, Ford's expected to sell about 20,000 of those electric trucks, but Tesla has already got orders for 100,000 of their Cybertruck. And I don't know if they're going to be able to make them because of the chips.
Right.
And if you look at how many electric cars Tesla's making, you look at some of the videos these guys make, they've got thousands and thousands of cars sitting in the parking lot of their warehouse because they can't finish them because they can't put that last chip in.
Right.
And Tesla's worked out a deal with well, I don't know if with PlayStation, but the new chips that Tesla's putting in their in-dash screen, you will be able to play games the equivalency fast of PlayStation 5.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the chip shortage isn't going away anytime soon either. We're struggling for parts for all of our electronic equipment. We can't get some circuit boards. If somebody doesn't have it in stock, the price is just going through the roof. Orders are taking forever. It's happening on all fronts of purchasing in this
That's
world
why
right
I think it's, you know, like I said, I don't want to get into politics, but I think if the government right now is pushing to get more American chip manufacturers, I think we need them because basically we're held hostage right now.
By it was at Taiwan where all that main microchips are made.
I think
I think so.
It's either Taiwan and South Korea. It used to be Japan, but Japan's lagging behind now.
Yeah, I just know that. I know that if you go over to the Kentucky Speedway, I don't know if you were ever a NASCAR guy, but the Kentucky Speedway got bought out by Ford and Amazon. And the only thing that's on that lot is Ford pickup trucks and Amazon return trailers. and then you're talking hundreds of acres.
Yeah,
Wow.
they shut down the speedway from racing like indefinitely.
Yep, it's never going to race again. The track is, and they've still got room to put more. But Amazon
Why?
returns. Amazon.
Was the track? Did the track need like a repave or something?
Yeah, but a repave did. It made money, but I think they made more money on the sale to Ford and Amazon.
Wow, I didn't know that.
NASCAR was going to strip the race, take it away from them, and so that was the major portion of their annual income. So they cut a deal with Ford during this chip shortage, and Ford and Amazon. If you go by there, next time I go by there, Rob, I will shoot a video and I will send it to you. But all it is, it's thousands.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of trucks.
Thousands of Ford.
Let me tell you something. If you shot that video, whether it was a short or a regular 3 or 4 minute video, and you put the word NASCAR in there, I think you'd get thousands of views on that because I'm not a NASCAR guy, but I did. Now, why did NASCAR was going to take the race away?
I don't because they was going to move it to somewhere else. That's their prerogative, and
see, Chris is in here talking about them being at the speedway. I don't know if you noticed it.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was talking.
Yeah, he was talking about it earlier, but he just posted it again.
Wow.
Also, they have a truck plant right there.
That's what they turned it into.
That's where they're storing the plant from.
That's where they're putting storage for it now.
Yeah, that's for the Louisville plant, right, Chris?
I believe so, yeah. Because he said earlier, he's in Utah now. He used to live here, but he posted this comment earlier.
And here in Utah, lots of Chevy trucks, thousands of them parts. See, I didn't see, Chris. That's cool information to know right there.
Yeah, I think he drives truck, maybe, or he used to, one of the two. And so I feel like that's how he got like a lot of the stuff here.
Wow.
It's crazy. All of it's crazy.
Alex, do you realize that we've been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes?
I did not.
Oh, it's 1:15.
I didn't realize it was that late.
See,
I was amazed when I saw it. I just looked down the clock and said, "Wait a minute, that's not right." I thought it said 12:15.
See, I could do this because Denise had an airport run tonight, so she was gone for over an hour, so she wasn't in the house when I wake up.
I was wondering why you wasn't getting yelled at.
She part of her business with her wealthy clients is she runs a concierge service, and she runs an airport shuttle, and she had an airport run tonight to go pick somebody up at Tampa International.
Well, I saw you said earlier that she came in.
Yeah, she did one like two days ago, I think Tuesday, and she did another one tonight. People are starting to travel. Yeah, we do. She does the shuttle runs for the airport, and then for very select few clients, she has to like the dog because she's not a dog person. But for very select few clients, we also do doggy sitting. But she'll take her clients' dogs, but she'll have to interview the people if it's like a client refers people, and it has to be a really friendly, nice dog because she's got the 2 cats here.
Right, right.
So we usually get like the Labradoodles or the St. Charles Cavalier we have come here, or a yellow lab or something, just your nice fun dogs. We had a dog, Rosie, here that was it wasn't a Labradoodle, it was what are the chocolate brown, it was a retrieval doodle anyway. It was a brown dog, and I swear to God I nicknamed it Tigger because that dog could just jump straight up in the air. He would just jump. He just looked like Tigger. He was the funnest dog. He got into our pantry one time, and we had a baby fryer there that was like half full of oil.
Ooh.
And he ripped the cellophane top off that we had to hold the oil in there, and he drank like half the oil in there. And then when Denise saw it, his face was all covered in oil, and Denise freaked out. She's like calling her vet, like at midnight, calling her vet, going, "Is he gonna die on me? What's going on?" And the vet's like, "No, you're fine. He's just gonna have really greasy poop for a while." but we were really nervous. But what did you finally do, Alex?
What did I finally do?
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat from a couple minutes ago.
I don't know. I haven't been looking at the chat.
Oh, was mine and CJ's conversation?
Yeah. And who got a promotion? You did, Shelby?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep, technology rules the world. It's a great thing right up until the second it doesn't work.
Oh, yeah, and then it's the end of the world.
It is. It's frustrating as hell. Yeah, this is kind of cool that I can see the chats here from Facebook too on the StreamYard page because they're not on the the YouTube page.
I've got the YouTube up on one tab and the Facebook up on another. And the Facebook earlier was just going so fast through there that it was so hard to keep up with. It was kind of cool. It was a lot of fun to watch it, read it, and just keep going. Me and Alex,
I saw you highlight the comment, said it's going fast, and I'm looking, I'm going, I don't see any chats, but I was on the StreamYard, not the Facebook, the regular one, not on this one.
Yeah, the YouTube, you don't see the Facebook, so it looks a little slow, and then you like go over to the StreamYard and you're like, oh man, like can't keep up with everything.
You know, Boo, I think next week you ought to put it on Periscope for Twitter as well.
I mean, I can try. I got my tweet actually got really promoted today.
I was
for the first time.
It should be really simple to add it.
I don't know. I feel like I like where we're at with the Facebook, YouTube.
I feel like, the thing of it was that, I ended up with 9 subscribers from Twitter just because I was running it and people were coming over. So, I mean, I feel like it's exposure either way.
That's true. I mean, but I post on Twitter every week. Well, all the time anyway, with the links to the actual YouTube video.
Well, it's funny you're talking about the Philippines and the East Asia being in here. Do you know Chad from Wig TV, Shane?
Yes.
He hasn't posted lately, but when he was, I was talking to him quite a bit, and he joined some Philippines and Asia Facebook metal detecting groups. And as soon as he started joining them and getting his videos out there, he says his YouTube page went up by like 40 subs because they're a very loyal group of detectors down there.
I'm going to give you a little secret when my stuff took off this year, Metal Detecting Malaysia, I went over and joined one of his live streams, and my channel blew up from then and there. I mean, and I say blew up, it blew up like almost 200 subscribers, but that was in, Alex, what was that, 3 days?
It was like 500 subscribers in like a day and a half.
It was crazy.
Wow. It is crazy.
But it all came from the live stream that he promoted us in.
That's cool.
Yeah, I could it's just I can bring the analytics up and show you, and it's just nuts.
I'm going to say something earlier. I think I pissed some people off in my in that stream I was on the other day when I ranted about hardly anybody leaving me comments and views on that video I did for Cynthia with the thimble. She leaves.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I got pissed off. I actually said, people, this video's got like 96 views where I did a video congratulating Cynthia for finding her first thimble. And I'm like, this is bullshit. I said, she leaves 300 to 400 comments a week on channels, metal detecting channels all across this YouTube, all across the world. Cynthia leaves hundreds and hundreds of comments a week. And I'm like, and 90 of you people have left a comment on one of her videos, or one I did for her. I said, that's bullshit. And I pissed some people off, and they were like, oh, I hadn't seen it yet. I'm like, no, not my subscribers. There should be people that aren't my subscribers that see her name and go, oh, Cynthia did a video where it's about Cynthia. Let me go and thank her for all the hundreds of comments she's left on my channel. And I don't have anybody that's not one of my subscribers commenting. And I'll go find a new channel, and I'm like, ooh, this is a new menu check. And I'll go check it out. And freaking Cynthia's already been there and left a comment.
Oh, I know,
I mean,
every time.
Yeah, I could find any new channel, and Cynthia's already been left a comment. And I'm like, I don't know how this woman has time to sleep. And then she's in everybody's live streams with metal detecting, and then nobody wants to go and leave her congratulations on my video. Man, that pissed me off with the metal detecting community. It really did. Sorry, that was my rant.
No.
I get it though.
Just think if you've got one person within your community that just is always there and supports to no end. I mean, it's the happiness she gets in her life. I really believe that. She loves being a part of this community.
I mean, her husband's an over-the-road truck driver, so she's home alone a lot by herself. So she stays on the internet, stays connected with people, and she leaves these comments. And she was so excited to get up to Florida Hunt 7 and finally meet some of these people that she I was excited to meet her, and then she actually found a really good token at Florida Hunt 7, and I didn't. I'll be honest with you, it was a 2-day hunt this year, and we hunted on Saturday, and then your fun day was Sunday. You could just do whatever you want. There was no times constraints. Dalton, Troy, and I, and a few other hunters, we left and went door knocking on Sunday up in Waldo and Gainesville area because we found so little on Saturday because there was 200 people there as opposed to 60 the year before, and the ground was kind of hunted out. So we went door knocking, and we just had a kick-ass day in Gainesville.
Hey, is that one silver?
Is what silver?
That thimble.
No, it looks silver, but it's like a real shiny stainless steel.
Stainless, okay. I was going to say that
a lot
looks
of people
like
have been asking
silver.
about that, but
it's funny. I just found a thimble the other day.
I saw you say that, and I was laughing because I was like, man, I didn't want to rub it into Martin. That poor guy still hasn't found a thimble yet, and he's been detecting like 10 years.
Yeah, I feel bad that I didn't even see the post.
Shelby, I'd get our cat up, put him on the screen, but he's sound asleep over here behind. He's behind me there on the dining room table.
He just jumped up here with me. He's been running around acting crazy, so.
But yeah, I went and got it. I even apologized for being late.
I just thought some of the people not subscribed to my channel would see Cynthia, and I'd get comments and be like, "Ooh, okay, there's a new channel. Cynthia must be." And there's maybe 1 or 2 channels I don't recognize, and I'm like, I know there's hundreds of channels out there that she leaves comments on. I mean, I'll be like in Marlon's stream or somebody else's stream, and I'll see somebody that's got a detecting channel name, and I'm like, okay, I'll go check them out. People are talking about them. And boom, Cynthia's already there, and I'm like, when do you sleep? And she just laughs when I say that, but
she's got to have some kind of supercomputer set up to where she finds all these channels, because I've never beat her to a channel.
No, me neither. And the same thing with Bill Papa Rouse. On 9 out of 10 of my videos, Bill Papa Rouse is my first commenter. I'll tell you, he really got screwed earlier this year. His wife died, and I guess like this was like a second marriage for both of them. So she had adult kids, and I guess the house was in her name. And as soon as she died, the kids kicked him out of the house and took the house back.
That's awful, man.
That is awful.
It happens a lot.
He's like in his late 70s, and he had to go. He was in California, I think, or somewhere out Midwest, and he was forced to travel all across the country, move in with his daughter in Tennessee. I mean, Pat actually helped him out with that quite a bit. He didn't want a lot of fanfare over it, but Pat actually helped him out quite a bit.
Yeah, Rob,
have you met Pat yet?
Huh?
Have you met Pat?
Not in person.
Oh, okay.
Talking about park rat.
Park Rat Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex was my co-host the night I had him on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
He's-
I met him via YouTube.
He's exactly like that in person, Alex.
He comes off to me as he's like that all the time. He's pretty cool, dude. He was having a bad day when we streamed with him, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he usually doesn't have bad days as far as like his personality or his attitude or like that, but he's had a lot of house problems lately. And him and his wife came home, or he came home the other day. He was out detecting for like 3 hours. He came home, opened up his garage door, and water started pouring out of his house.
Gosh, that's crazy.
Hey, you know,
I guess his wife put some toilet paper down the toilet in her bathroom, and she put too much in, and it clogged the toilet up, and she left the room before the toilet stopped running, and it never stopped running. It just ran for like 3 hours straight. And he came home, and she was sitting on the far side of the house, but the section he came home, we opened the garage door and ordered. He had to hire like ServPro or somebody, and they sucked 2,500 gallons of water out of his house.
hey, just out of curiosity, is Park Rat a pack rat?
Yes. No, well, actually, he actually admits that they're hoarders.
Okay, well, I mean, I just assumed because the amount of disorder in his garage where he streams from, it seems like he has to walk a path. So I just figured
noticed that too.
Well, what you should take from that is that he's got to walk a path in his garage, and he does all his videos from his garage because he can't let you see the house, because the house is worse. He admitted to me that all the boxes he has stacked up on the floor actually saved parts of his floor because it directed the water coming out of the bathroom like a river through the boxes corridors. So they had to. I mean, he originally told me this on the phone, and it was, I was like, I'm not gonna, that's his business, but he announced it on several of his videos and his live streams. So, he admitted, hey, we're hoarders. We gotta start getting rid of stuff. But anyway, he wound up renting like a 8-yard dumpster, and he told his wife, we're gonna have 3 piles. It's the throwaway pile, the donate pile, and the keep pile. And he says, I'm telling you right now, our keep pile better be the smallest pile we have.
No, I remember when we were streaming and somebody in the chat or dad or someone made a comment about something behind him. He was like, yeah, I got about 30 of those. And I was like, why do you need 30 of those?
Back when you guys did that,
for a motorcycle.
He had like 200 or 300 gas tanks for motorcycles, for like classic motorcycles. And he was eventually going to, put them online or sell them. And they were all like hard to find, old Harley and old BSA and Indian. And he was walking through his garage one time, and I guess he had all these on flimsy shelves, and he lost his balance and leaned on one of the shelves. And the one shelf came down, hit the other shelf, and all the shelves came down like you see on a video. And he was trapped underneath for like 45 minutes. It took him to crawl out. And he was pretty bruised up. And he made the determination then that his life was not worth saving these gas cans for things. So he threw them all in his truck and took them down to recycling and got scrap metal prices. And he just got rid of them in his garage.
Oh my gosh. He probably could have made a whole lot of money off of those though. That's crazy.
He just decided it's not worth it, to try and put all these back up and store them. So, and yet you look at his motorhome. His motorhome is beautiful. So,
Yeah.
but yes, you were putting it very politely when you said, "Are they pack rats?"
See, I wasn't gonna say the other word because you know what, that's another thing that that's some kind of there's some kind of trigger in his past that made him live that way or want to live. Or, you know what I mean? That people do that, and it's not always something that they have a choice about. It's something that's can be ingrained in your head. So I don't want to sound anything disrespectful.
Yeah,
Right.
and like I say, it's none of my business. So Pat's confided a lot of things in me that I've kept to myself. And when he told me that, I kept it to myself until he announced it on his stream, because he had told me like 8 months before he started the sticker business. He told me he was doing it, but he says, please do not say anything until I announce it, because I'm still working on it. And I was very honored that he trusted me with that secret. And then he, once he got his business going, but here's the only problem with that. I ordered stickers from Pat, and he charged me a competitive price, but these are the stickers he made for me. This is one you guys have seen.
Yes.
But the only problem is when he cut them, he didn't cut the sticker design far enough to go all the way to the backing. So when you pull this off, it doesn't separate from the other piece, because the whatever cutting machine he has that cut that pattern out doesn't go all the way through. So these are hard. They won't. So it's So it's hard to get them.
Hey, Rob, just out of curiosity, really fast, is like next week, I'm probably going to be opening a bunch of mail on Thursday. If you want to come on for a few minutes Thursday night when I open mail, I had a guest cancel out again. I have been having that a lot lately. So, and they asked to go back into September. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my mail next Thursday. If you would like to come on, I got one from you, and I got one from Brockton, and then a few other people from Facebook. And I'm going to do those next week. So if you'd like to come up during that, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, just send me a text. Just send me a text that night and remind me.
Yeah, I will, because I know how you are.
Well, hey, don't feel bad. I had my best friend call me up and say that a buddy of ours, his wife passed away, and he's like, the funeral's on Tuesday. I'm like, okay. Well, he told me this like on Thursday, and he calls me up Wednesday. He goes, so what happened to you yesterday? I'm like, oh my God. It was gone. I didn't write it down, and I got to write that stuff down.
The same shit happens all the time. That's why I put notifications in my phone. If it wasn't for stuff like that, I'd be bad. But
hey, let me ask the three of you a question. Just like you said, a guest bowed out on you. We've had a guy that's bowed out 3 months in a row to be the guest speaker. We have a guest speaker every month at our metal detecting club that does about a 10-minute speech on a certain topic. And I don't always think that they're metal detector related. Like we had a guy one night for manatees, and I'm like, okay, manatees are cool. I love manatees, but what the hell's that got to do with metal detecting? And then, we had another guy that, we had somebody cancel. So one of the guys is a beekeeper. So he came in and talked about his beekeeping. Again, I learned a lot about beekeeping, but nothing to do with metal detecting. So we've had this guy come in that owns a scuba shop that was going to come in and talk about scuba. Well, yeah, the president of our club just got scuba certified, and he's doing scuba videos, and he's big on scuba. And I'm like, okay, well, you're interested in scuba, and you're the president of the club, so you get to pick who comes in as our speaker. But 98% of the people in our club aren't scuba certified, and they could give a shit less. So the guy canceled again for the third month in a row. So my president calls me up and goes, hey, do you got anybody that wants to be a speaker? And I go, yeah, I got a guy who's a retired engineer and owned his own company that did soil testing and mineralization in the soil, which is Park Rat Pat. He just sold his company and retired. He's a soil engineer, and he knows everything to do about chemicals and minerals in soil. So I said, yeah, I got a guy it's an expert engineer in mineralization of the soil. Nah, we don't need somebody like that. If the sand on the beach is black, it's got mineralization. And he just blew me off. And I was like, wow, here's a guy who actually can talk about something related to metal detecting, and you're blowing him off. I think he'd be a good speaker.
Oh yeah, you know what? His early on, just the conversation that we had during the live stream with him about the Tersace, he was so well versed. He spoke very well of it, and you know what? And he hadn't had it that long.
I almost felt like I was going to like a college professor, like learning about this device, because like obviously this was early into Dad's stream, and so I was very uneducated in the metal detecting world, like extremely. I know a lot more now than I did then, but I didn't know anything. And he comes in here, and I don't know if that Dad knew anything about it either, and so he was asking him, and he was teaching us everything about this, and I was just like, I feel like I'm about to fail my exam tomorrow. Like, it was intense. but he was so smart, and it was awesome listening to him talk about it. But me
No,
and having zero knowledge at the time, I was so
He's very
lost.
passionate about that machine. Yeah.
yeah,
Was he?
I think I'm dumb when it comes to that machine because I've been watching other people's videos and some of the things they do with it, I don't know how to do.
Well, people said to me, well, why, the few people I've told, they said, well, did you buy a second 800 or did you get the 600? I said, well, I bought the 600 one because it's $300 cheaper. And the only difference it does for the gold nuggets, one, Denise had a millionaire client that bought a second home, or they had built a second home. And when I say it's a log cabin, I'm not doing it justice. It's a 3-story, 4-bedroom log cabin built into the side of a mountain on a river. And it's such a steep mountain that it took 82 steps to get down to the river. That's how high up they are. The driveway off the road in the mountain drops down so much that when my sister came to visit us for a vacation that these folks let us use their cabin, my sister would not drive her car down that driveway, and she's never let me drive her car before. And she says, it just dropped right off down the driveway. And if you were faint at heart, you wouldn't come up and down that driveway. But we had access to this cabin. They gave us the code number for the door and said, you can use this cabin anytime you two want. For me and Denise, this is one of her wealthy millionaire customers that she'd worked for like 15 years. And I went up there, me and Denise went up there, and we invited my sister and her wife down from Missouri, the Kansas City fans. They spent 3 or 4 days there with us. We went up there with another couple, and then they let me go up there by myself for a metal detecting trip. And so I bought this 800 because that area of Georgia is very big into the gold deposits where, the gold rush was before California. And then I get the 800 to go gold hunting, and they sold the cabin. Oh.
That's crazy.
I told him a little too loud.
And hey, well, we're getting ready to wrap it up and go to bed anyway, Mr. Rob.
Yeah, I'm going to drop the card sharks and the blood link one more time before we leave for anybody who wants them.
I think I subscribed to Card Sharks.
You did. You commented on there.
Chris said, no, they sold it. And that's exactly what I was thinking in my head when you said that. I was like, oh, no.
If you go back and watch one of my 2019 videos on Georgia vacation, I do a whole pan of the whole cabin, and you're just going to stand there with your mouth hanging open. It's just gorgeous. They put a tray out of corn, and the deer come every morning and eat off the tray of corn, so you can look at the deer every morning. And we actually took the car upriver and tubed 5 miles down the river and actually tubed right to the base of the cabin and just took the tubes out and walked up to the cabin.
That's awesome. Yeah, I could do without seeing deer. Just because we can look out our back window and there's a field behind our house and you can see 25 deer.
See, that's just way too cool.
Well, we live in cornfields, so it's not that cool. It'd be cooler if it was like a hill with trees, but we live in cornfields.
Yeah,
there's
a soybean field behind our house now.
There were some nights driving home from Disney, I could count 30 or 40 deer while doing my drive home from Disney.
I could count easily 30 to 40 deer in my 15-minute drive home.
Yeah, to and from work, 15 minutes.
Yep.
And yeah, before we close this down tonight, we want to thank everybody from the Facebook group in here. You made our night feel really good tonight. We enjoyed it more than you guys will ever know. Just to have a whole different group of people come in here and be interactive with us, it made this night go by very fast and feel really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We definitely appreciate all of you.
Also, thanks for coming in here and arguing with me, Rob. It's always a good day when you're in here. Between you and Brockton, I love it. I love it so much.
We're not
Yep.
arguing. We're just discussing. We're just discussing passionately. Okay.
Well, I appreciate you calling it that instead of arguing, but either way, I love it all the same.
Good.
And I appreciate you hanging out with us late at night on Thursdays.
Hell yes.
Yeah, I've missed a couple because sometimes Thursday's Dalton's day off to hunt, so we'll hunt till late, and then I'll come back and have dinner, and then I'm just tired, and I don't do a lot after. But I remembered tonight. Oh, because Shane teased me. Because Shane teased me with that fine. That's why.
Dude, I can't wait until next Wednesday to put it up there and show it, because that'll be just a few days before the video, and I feel comfortable about showing it then. But you're gonna shit. You're absolutely gonna. You may not even know that what I have in my hand existed. I thought it was trash. I thought
Are you gonna put it on Facebook first?
No, I'm going to show it. I'm not showing it anywhere. I will show it first in the Wednesday night Zoom meeting, and then after that, I won't show it again until my video comes out.
Well, you had everybody in Zoom real curious last night.
I keep good things like that under wraps until I put my video out for sure. But I will show it Wednesday, so I promise. I just want to get my video done for it first. Everybody, thank you all for tonight. We're going to close it down right now. We will see you all either Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or just about the same time on Thursday night again next week. We will be back. Thank the Facebook group. Thank the YouTube group. We'll see you all then. Peace.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Alex. Thanks.